Hey, hit that one
What's
button
going
to
on,
make it
sports
look
fans?
clear.
Welcome back to another episode of the True Big Blue Podcast with my co-host Pat. Well, I'm his co-host. We co-host and Joe. But welcome to another episode, fellas. Today we're gonna talk about all things New York Giants and a little bit of NFL sprinkled here and there, but predominantly the New York Football Giants because this is the True Big Blue Podcast. Back to you, Pat Joe.
What's going on, guys, man? Thank you guys for tuning in. It's True Big Blue Podcast. I think like episode 38, I want to say.
Damn, we've been going in.
Yeah, we have. Adam, Slade, what's going on? Zion. Um, I don't know if you guys want to talk about it, but there's been reports that Mike Lennon might actually be able to play this week coming up. And this is what I'm talking about with Joe Judge. You know that this guy's washed. You seen the way he played yesterday. It's a wrap. But you're gonna put this guy right back on the field when you brought in Jake Fromm, who we all know that you brought in for a reason to see if he has anything. You wouldn't have went out your way to grab him off somebody else's practice squad when you had two quarterbacks on your own practice squad that you could have just brought up. So you know you
Right.
went
Don't
and
we
got
got
this guy
Lewerke?
for a reason.
Yeah, Lewerke.
Yeah, Lewicki, and we got Clayton Thorson as well.
Wow.
Yes.
We got the squad in the building. Squad up.
Miz, what's going on?
I'm glad.
So why would you put in
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
Lennon over Jake Fromm? I have no idea why you would do that. You know what you have in Glennon.
That pisses me off. Like, why? Why? I don't need to see him. I don't need to see him. That duck neck,
I agree.
looking mother. I don't need to see that guy. The reason he's a back, that bum. Sorry, that inadequate player. Like Jake Fromm, I know may not have it. May only been here a week. But what can you lose?
So what's that playing in the background?
It's me, sorry.
What is there to lose by playing the kid?
Nothing. We're already 4-8. We're already pretty much out. Unless a miracle happens.
So why can't we see him be the backup? Like maybe you bring him over, let him play these games. If Jones is really hurt badly, obviously don't want to bring him in if he's got like a pinched nerve or something. Let him play a couple games, see if he may be able to come into training camp next year and compete for the backup role.
Right. I mean, I don't understand. You know Mike Glennon. He shouldn't be here next year. I promise you that he shouldn't be here next year. But
I want a refund.
He said a refund. Boy, you stupid.
I wish you could do that in the NFL. Player doesn't work out, get a refund.
Right.
I'm sorry. We'll send you back to the team you came to. Give us our money back.
Oh my God, boy. It'd be some serious shit popping off.
right. But
Like Kenny Galladay, I would give like a partial reimbursement to. Like, listen, we'll keep him, but we want half our money back, because we signed him. We thought he was good, but there's kind of a problem. Can we negotiate something here? Get some cap space back? Maybe give him $36 million instead of $72 million?
No, that doesn't work out that way. You sign up for a contract, you take that risk.
I know. I'm just joking around. It's just funny because
it,
I wish you could do it. Right? Buyer's remorse. Up 30 days.
Right.
See you
Lemon
later.
law.
Imagine you could do that with a player.
Right. That would be messed up. But
Oh my God, Albert Hainsworth would have been broke.
yep. Albert Haynes would have been broke. Landon Collins would have been broke. Adam Alchaletta, all those Redskins guys would have been broke.
I was dizzy.
Bruce Smith, all of them.
Blue City Empire. Thank you guys for stopping in.
But
Go ahead and
I
sack that
mean,
subscribe button.
that's the main reason why I think Joe Judge. I'm curious what's going to happen to him because it's just certain personnel decisions that he does that just baffles me.
Timeouts kill me.
I mean, even with the timeouts thing, I mean, he's basically almost a rookie head coach himself. That okay, we can get better at that.
Yeah, but
But
Pat,
these personnel decisions he's making is crazy to me. Like it's obvious. But go ahead, Adam.
I want to agree with you for 1 second. But here's why I disagree with that timeout thing, because he's had the problem in the beginning of the game, in the season, right? You would think that now, towards the end of the year, after you've played some games, you'd say to yourself, maybe I should, if you did your self-evaluation, maybe you should tell yourself, maybe I shouldn't call timeout here. You know, maybe I shouldn't be so frivolous with them. It always seems to hurt us at the second half of, or at the end of the half, or at the end of the second half. We're looking for timeouts that we don't have.
I mean, you would think that it would click in his mind, but I don't know. Like calling a timeout on a 2nd and 23, and you're basically on your own goal line because you don't want to get a penalty that's going to back you up 2.5 yards. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
And you do a draw play.
Yeah, you call the timeout like you got something planned on getting you 23 yards in 2 plays.
Your quarterback can't even throw the ball straight, and you're trying to tell me he's going to throw the ball 23 yards.
And then you get another delay of that game penalty right after that. That doesn't make sense. Like who's putting the plays in? Because whoever's giving this quarterback the plays needs to be fired because he never gets them in on time.
Man,
it's like a calamity of errors, man.
Carl Banks said it best today. He said, "I just concluded that the entire operation is broken. How do you continue to see the same things over and over again, get 2 signature wins, and then go backwards?" Perfect.
He said that on his podcast.
Yeah. End quote. Yeah.
He said this team is effing broken. They need to look at themselves in the mirror and all this good stuff. But Carl and Bob are really going off. If you guys get a chance to listen to their Believe podcast, New York Giants, I suggest you guys go take a look, because we normally think those guys are kind of homers and like they don't really talk dirty about the team. Carl went in.
Right.
And I don't disagree with him. I also think the problem, he said something that resonated with me. He said that Joe Judge came from Bill Belichick's coaching tree and should know better when doing these certain things that he is doing, because he watched certain guys do it. And I'm like, this guy talks about development and all this stuff. You want regressing too in your play calling and your game management. Attention to detail. Guys can't get on the field. Your punter stinks and you still keep him around. Get rid of I can't.
Oh, come on, though. But, man, we signed Clayton Thorson to the practice squad. That's the next greatest thing.
Oh, my God, Clayton Thorson. Well, that to me is an interesting move, because it tells me either Daniel Jones is really hurt worse and Mike Glennon is also hurt, because why would you not just sign Clayton Thorson to be your backup? Why sign Jake Fromm? You know, Clayton already knows the offense. He's been through training camp with you. So there's some – There's a red flag for me that's kind of, going up with this right here. So.
I agree.
All I know is if this dude plays Mike Glennon again,
how about Nate Solder?
Need to whoop his ass.
How about Nate Solder? Can we talk about him? Why is he going to be starting? If he's starting on Sunday, he should be fired. Joe Judge on the spot.
Yes.
No. Come on.
Why? If we're starting Nate Solder, come on, man. You know he's terrible.
It is terrible.
Terrible. Corey Cunningham, at least give me a shot. See what he's got. Matt Pert, put him in the game. Matt Pert was a healthy scratch. Didn't even play a snap last week.
Right.
You're telling me a 3rd-round pick that you drafted and invested your time and money in is that terrible? Like he regrets that badly?
But he's good enough to play at left tackle because Solder can't play left tackle. Figure that one out.
Right. So that doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I said that was BS when he said that, because I was like, if he was that bad, there's no way you put him in at left tackle over Solder.
Right.
Miz over here eating got me wanting the munchies.
The problem is that they're too busy trying to save face. I mean, I don't care if the guy is soft at practice. He doesn't need to beat up his own teammates. But if he's a dog on the field come Sunday, I don't care what he does during the week. Amani Toomer was a terrible practice player, but that guy played on Sundays.
Oh yeah.
What's up, fellas?
I think this guy has to pick and chooses.
Yo,
Just
yo.
like when
Everybody in
Caden,
the
just
chat,
like with
everybody viewing, thanks for popping in. Go ahead, click that subscribe button, smack that
Man.
bell, punch that thumbs up button for me.
somebody got a tornado going on in the back of it.
That would be Zion's fan.
Yeah, Zion's got a fan club.
My bad.
Yeah.
Let me turn it on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
I just
think-
Mr.
I think-
Man Sweat. You know how hot it is in California.
Right.
Did you hear
But-
what Gary Brightwell said? He was
What?
really happy to be back in the University of Arizona this week to hang out. I didn't even know the guy was still on the team. How come they
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
use this
yeah.
guy? I don't understand it.
Miz,
Eddie,
Joe
Oh,
Judge
what's up, Eddie?
has his pulse on the team. He knows we have 2 fullbacks. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, I think this guy has his pick and chooses, man. It's the same thing that happened with Caden Smith. Caden Smith will be playing well, and all of a sudden you won't never see him again. And Caden Smith, and all of a sudden Caden Smith has a major knee injury. He's not even gonna play anymore.
Poor
But you-
guy.
He did Caden Smith like that. For some
Yeah,
reason,
that-
he has a hard on for Nate Soda. I don't know why he likes Nate. All 3 of those guys, him, Hernandez, and Billy Price. What are you seeing out of those
Yeah,
guys?
Right.
That
To where you
make-believe
just want to be
injuries.
like just bench them and be like, look, let me see what I got.
Right.
These
Isaiah
guys
Wilson
are
should be
terrible.
starting right now.
They got pictures of him cheating on his wife or dressing in drag or something.
They
Yeah,
can
well,
just
really.
bend down low enough to get under the desk.
Oh my God.
Man, it's tough, bro. Yeah, you're right.
Like,
Now, we got 5 games to get a head start on next year, and he's not even checking.
Yeah,
But
he's
here-
not even letting the people that you can determine if they can be a future part of this team play, like Matt Pert.
And
I
I
don't
think
give a
that's-
damn how terrible you think he is. Put his ass out there. You know Nate Soda's not going to be here.
Do you
The
guys
season's
think?
over.
Do you guys think he's playing because we're mathematically still in it, thinking that we're going to get to the playoffs? Like, because right now we're 4-8. I'd be in evaluation mode. So why wouldn't you put these guys in unless you think you're going to make a playoff run?
They're making no playoff run.
I know they're not. I'm just saying, like, what's the thought
we're
process?
making a playoff run, a run away from the playoffs,
Yeah, we're making a run
Playoffs?
to the
running the
airport.
opposite way from the playoffs.
Playoff.
On the golf course really soon.
And if you really were trying to make a
Look at
playoff
this
run,
Ugly
you
mother. Nah, what's up?
really wouldn't have those guys in there because they're the guys that's hurting you the most. If you're
I
trying to
just
make a
don't understand
playoff
what's
run.
going on. Like you're a coach in the team, and you leave. You don't even give guys like Wilson a chance. You don't give guys like Caden Smith a chance. How are you going to evaluate Caden Smith this season with no tape on the guy?
Yeah, Ellison Smith been doing all right, man.
Yeah.
Because Joe Judge is a horrible head coach.
And Ellison Smith, he gets on the field and then makes a
I'ma
play,
call a
and then you
timeout.
pull him right out for Lorenzo Carter.
It's too
Put
early.
Lorenzo Carter
Don't use
right
it
back
now.
in there.
He's not a horrible head coach. It's like, is it
Well,
way
that's
too early?
Patrick
Like
Graham.
Joe's.
That's Patrick
That's not
Graham running
fair,
the
man.
defense.
Yo, Miz, let's call a timeout before the first quarter ends.
Well,
Yeah.
then let me ask you this, Miz. If
Damn.
he's not a horrible head coach, why do we dog Pat Shermer after 2 years?
What's up, NYG True fan? Thanks for stopping in. Go ahead, click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I
I'm just
greatly
saying.
appreciate it.
I mean, because Pat Shermer scored more points with his offense, and his defense was the issue, right? We didn't even get a chance to see if he would fire Betcher to see. Well, I'm not trying to give any props to Pat Shermer. I think he took the media
Zion
stuff
put
too
everybody
personally.
Appreciate you,
That's why
Zion.
I think that's why he failed here. But
Thank you.
you got to ask yourself the same question: like, oh, you don't think he's a horrible head coach yet? In 2 years, Pat Shermer has almost the same wins and more points on offense, and he's been here 2 years.
His squad was good.
I know we can't keep on. We can't
What up,
keep
man?
on changing
His
coaches
tone
here
was
every 2
good.
years. I mean,
Well, right, but I mean, I also don't want to waste time if Joe Judge ends up being a bum. At the end of the day,
I'll say this, Adam. You might as well let him get that third year out and let him be the sacrifice. If it's that bad,
all right, you're right. Fine.
let him go into next year and get his ass kicked, just like with Daniel Jones. If these clowns don't want to get anything done, let them go in the next year, get their ass kicked, go 4-13 again. You get your quarterback, build your offensive line this draft, and then you get your quarterback and your new head coach after next year. Don't fire him. Let him get his ass whooped again next year with his dumb ass.
You know what?
Let him
That's a
go
good
in
idea.
there. Let him go in there and do his dumb coaching stuff. You find out even more who are the idiots, but you build yourself an offensive line and a defensive line, and then you bring in a new regime with hope. But you let them take that beat.
Thanks for stopping in. Go
All
ahead,
right,
click
I
that
see your
subscribe
point,
button
and
if you
I
haven't
will
already,
agree with that.
as well as
I
the
will
rest
say
of
that.
these content creators on this panel, man. This
I
is
I will
a
agree
new crew.
with keeping him for a year. Sorry, Lou. I will agree with keeping him for the year as long as he's on a
Hey,
shortest
man,
of
I was
leashes.
trying to get people to subscribe to your channel or everybody else's channel. You just gonna talk straight over me.
I
All right.
I
apologize.
did not.
I didn't say you, Joe.
Bro.
What
Go
I
ahead,
will
Adam.
say is,
I just had to get you back.
what I will say is though, Adam, that method only works though. What I just said, when I think about it, that method only works is if you have an owner that's competent. And what I mean by that is an owner that he will actually take over the draft and all the GM duties and everything. I'll bring in Abrams, and I will take over all the GM duties and everything as far as getting player personnel in here. And then I will bring them in here and be like, okay, let me see what you can do. Both you guys are put on notice. You will be fired if we do not make the playoffs. Even though I just brought you in here, Abrams, you've been here long enough. You know the whole situation. You're part of it too. So if you guys don't make the playoffs with this roster that I just built for you, I gave you an offensive line. I did that. It's up to you to teach these guys on how to play the NFL game. But I brought you the talent, got you first and second round talent out there on your offensive line. So if you don't do anything, I'm firing both of you. And Daniel Jones, if you suck, I'm getting rid of you next year, especially if we have a top 5 to top 10 pick. I'm using that on the quarterback. So everybody's fired if we don't. You said, oh, Miz, oh, is that Z for sleep or is that Z for Zion?
Z for Zion. There's only one Z in this country.
Right.
Oh man, I mean, like Zion Williams, respect him. You know what I'm saying? But I respect that. Cheers back at you. I don't know if you've seen it.
But if I'm a competent owner, I get the people that I want in here because I don't trust you with 10 draft picks of mine because the regime has been terrible.
Whoa.
And I get you your players. If you don't do what I need you to do as far as making the playoffs, you're all fired.
Now you're
That's what
talking
I would
about
do.
something that's outlawed in the New York Giants ownership, and that's competency.
That's why I didn't recant my statement, but I'm just telling you that's the only way it will work.
I know. Oh, believe me, I know. Mara, keep your goddamn hands out of the cookie jar.
Yeah, for real, man.
Well, you
Let
know,
these
like
guys do their job.
I'm telling you, to me, Chris Mara is more of a problem than John Mara.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Dude,
That might be the truth.
well,
Because Chris Mara might be making the decisions. You never know.
He might
And
be
that's
right.
why I say he's more of a problem because he's the one in charge of the scouting and development.
well, hopefully next year when they get the new GM, they can be like give Mara just a check. Say here's an office, here's a desk. Go doodle for your 8 hours while you're here. Just pay him money to just stay away from the facility. You can do that. Like, you know what? You're our brother. Stay over there, be VP of nothing, and we'll be fine. And then let the GM do what he's got to do.
Well, what I'd really like to know is when we do hire a new GM, I want to know who option 1 is. I want to know who option 2 is. I want all the way down. Okay.
Hold on.
And then
Giants
what
clown.
guy we freaking hire?
Hold on, Joe. Giants clown. If it came down to Hutchinson or Thibodeau, first of all, before we get an edge rusher, we need an offensive lineman that's working. So before we get to that question, the first question needs to be
Got music.
between Linderbaum and Evan Neal, who do we grab?
Evan Neal.
Listen, if Hutchinson's on that board, Lou, you cannot
Right.
pass up on him.
Him or Thibodeau. You can't pass.
Yeah.
Thibodeau.
Well, if to address the question, who would I pick? I'd pick Hutchinson.
Me too.
Me
I'm
too.
not-
It still doesn't work.
100%.
Yeah, I'll pick Hodge.
They're not going to be there, so don't worry about it.
How they not gonna be there at 5?
No, they're not
and
going to
6?
be there, man. They're not going to be there.
Yeah. Hutchinson
Miz,
and Thibodeau, I
Miz,
believe they're
hold
gone.
on. Miz, do you honestly think we're gonna win another game with Glennon or Fromm?
I know, but look at the teams in
No.
front of us. They're not winning a game either, man. They're not.
Jake from State Farm.
Okay, the Texans, the Bears, the Jets, none of them are winning. Maybe the
Now
Jets
the
win a
Texans
game.
and the Jaguars have to play each other. Okay. So the Jets have to play the Jaguars, I think, this year. So there's a couple of games that are winnable for you. We might
We need
bump
the
up
Jets
another
to win
spot or
2
two, but
games.
if Seattle keeps winning, we will
Quarterbacks
definitely
go in the
move up
top
a
5.
spot because that's the Jets' pick. Seattle's going
quarterbacks
to
go
tie
in
with
the
us
top
right now.
5. 3 quarterbacks go in the top 5, and we get
Okay.
at
we can get up to
least
5.
offensive lineman
But
and-
let me ask this question, Lou. So you're saying that you would take an offensive line regardless if Hutchinson or Thibodeau is there? That's what you're saying?
Have you
First-
seen our offensive line lately?
I get that. I get that, but Aiden Hutchinson or Thibodeau, those are game-changing, like franchise-changing players, I believe.
But don't we have back-to-back first rounders right now?
Hold on.
Yeah, we
While
back-to-back
I agree-
right now.
Listen. While I agree with you on that 100%, adding them to the roster still is not going to help our offense score a fucking field goal.
Yeah,
Right now,
but it helps
right
them
now.
at a second pick,
Right now.
first round pick.
How many touchdowns do we have per game in the last 4 weeks?
Just one quick thing,
Hold up,
Lou.
Logan.
One.
Hold up, Logan. I
Sorry.
just asked a question.
2.
How many touchdowns do we have in the last 4 weeks?
Was it like 2?
Offensive-wise, is 3 in the last 4 weeks, so we're not even averaging a touchdown a game.
So before we can get an edge rusher, when our defense has been the only thing keeping us in the games, our first priority needs to be an offensive lineman.
That case would be a whole lot more, Lou, if we didn't have 2 first-round picks. That
But
probably
I don't
be
think the
back-to-back.
question is whether or not we're not going to pick an offensive lineman. It's just the question of if Thibodeau or Hutchinson are there, which one would you pick? Now, we all know we want a lineman, right? But we also have 2 first-round picks. But
Right.
to answer their question, if Hutchinson fell, I'm picking him. Now, we could debate whether or not we can go offensive line or not. But if this is the case, right, if Hutchinson's there and you have 2 back-to-back picks, well, then you win, right? Because you can still pick Hutch and then pick Neal, or you can pick Neal and then pick Hutch. You know, I mean, if that happens, if those guys happen to fall back-to-back, it's a win-win for the Giants. All I'm
Well,
saying-
not only that, how many people look? Let's look at the Barkley draft. Barkley wasn't the right pick. We should have taken Quentin Nelson at number 2 overall. Okay, it's a guard. You don't take a guard with the 2nd overall pick. But now we're all debating back about the past that Quentin Nelson was the pick for the Giants and not Saquon Barkley. So if people, because they've been out there saying that they'd rather have Nelson than Barkley, you can't come. I'm not saying that you did, Giants clown, but the people that said that the Nelson pick was better at 2 than Barkley, they have no really dog in this fight with taking Linderbaum as high as 5 or 6. Like I said, I'm not saying anybody said that. It's just what the media has gone off on lately. And
we have 2 first-round
I
picks.
would
That's why
rather
I
take
think
Evan Neal. I would rather take Evan Neal.
right. But I mean, if Evan Neal and Hutchinson are on the board at the same time, and the Giants have the back-to-back picks, obviously you go with Neal first, and then you run up to the podium and get Hutchinson. You know, but what I think the person's asking is if they were there and Neal was off the board and you had to pick between Hutch and Thibodeau, who would you pick? But I hear what you're saying. And because we have 2 first-round picks, this is a great debate because I feel you need an offensive lineman and an edge rusher, and you might as well go get a premium edge rusher with one of those 2 picks. But anyways, guys, thanks for having me on. I enjoyed it. I'll enjoy the rest of the stream and have a great night.
Where you going?
All right, Adam.
Where you going? How you gonna get everybody around to believe? See, that's the bullshit right there, son.
All right, fellas, enjoy.
All right. But the reason why you do that, Lou, if Hutchinson falls to you, as say we pick a 6 and 7, you take Hutchinson with one of those 2 picks because there's nobody else in this draft that's going to be as good as Hutchinson or Thibodeau as far as the edge rusher, and that's a premium need that we have. You get your premium edge rusher, and then you get your premium right tackle or Linderbaum right there, whichever one you want to do. Now, if both of them are gone, which me and Miz, pretty much, I can guarantee both of those guys are gonna be gone before we pick, unless the Bears just lose all the way out and the Jets and Jaguars find some victories from somewhere. They're gonna be gone. So
Hey,
yes, you
Giants
take
clown.
two offensive linemen right there. You
As
don't
much-
take.
My bad.
I was gonna say you don't take George Karlaftis right there. I'm sorry. I know Rick likes Karlaftis a lot, but you don't take Karlaftis over Evan Neal or Iquanu or the guy from Mississippi State and Linderbaum right there. You gotta take two linemen of Hutchinson or Thibodeau on the right. I'm not right there.
Now, Giants clown. I would not have taken a running back at number 2. As much as I love Saquon Barkley, we needed so many other things at that time.
Right.
We still had Eli. We still had no offensive line. You know what I'm saying? The same thing I'm saying right now is the same shit I was talking about then. No offensive line. We had Eric Flowers at the time, I believe.
And we just signed Nate Solder that year too.
You know what I'm saying? So look, I was never a fan of the Gettleman signing. I've been adamant about him and Jason Garrett from the beginning. But yeah, I would not have taken a running back at number 2. I would have tried to get some more offensive linemen to give Eli some time to throw the ball. And still, I would like to get some offensive linemen to get DJ or Saquon some time to find lanes. Or DJ to find time to go through his progressions.
So
I agree.
this is something that's been said and has been bothering me as well.
I'm answering
Okay.
specifically to this statement that I have on the screen that LOL, you don't take a running back at 2 neither, because I never said nothing about Saquon. I like the kid. I'm glad that he plays for us, but I would not have picked him at number 2 with the needs that we had.
Okay, that's a good analysis as well. But I just Lou, if you don't mind, I want to hop on a subject that's going to be kind of hot for us going through all the way through the off season. I just did a mock draft, and a lot of fans have said that me putting Linderbaum at number 6 to us with our first round pick is dumb because you don't take a center that high. So what I want to ask is, how is me taking Linderbaum at 6 a dumb pick? But if we had like the number 14 pick and number 15 pick, then it would be a great pick if we picked Linderbaum. That doesn't make sense to me. You take the player that makes the most sense for your team, no matter where the position is. If there's not another player of greater value than that player, there's not another player of greater value than that player in my mind, because I believe Evan Neal, Hutchinson, and Thibodeau are gone by that time. We pick at number 5 and 6, where we at number 6 and 7, where we at right now. So who would you pick right there? Because the next person of value at that position will be the safety from Notre Dame or George Karlaftis. Is George Karlaftis more important to this defense than Linderbaum will be into this offensive line?
I don't think so.
No.
Nope.
Would a safety be more important than Linderbaum right there? Because he's of
No.
higher value at that position, right? So that's the right pick, right? You take the safety over Linderbaum because Linderbaum would be the worst pick ever because you don't value centers in the top 10.
Why the fuck would we take another safety?
But that's what I'm being told, that you don't take a center in the top 10. That's dumb.
Because listen, we have Xavier McKinney, Jabril Peppers, freaking Logan Ryan,
Jordan
Julian Love.
yeah,
Jordan
like, come
Love.
on,
Jordan
bro.
Love is
How
a
many safeties
quarterback for
do
the
we need
Packers.
when we can't block for our
I know
quarterback?
Jordan Love plays safety.
He plays safety and
No, Jordan Love is a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
Julian Love. Quit giving him a
He is
hard
Julian
time.
To
Damn
everybody
kids.
viewing and to everybody on the panel, we have
Actually,
Christ,
spend my day around your husband.
Will Hernandez, and Nate Solder out there diarrheaing all over the field every
Well.
time they step on the field. And you mean to tell me they're getting a center, a right guard, or a right tackle is not the thing to do when we can't keep our quarterback upright past 3 steps?
Can I say something on that subject?
And he's a
Lou?
mobile quarterback. He don't even got time to find the crease to get the fuck away. Our line is so bad.
Real fast,
You know-
I'll let you go, Joe. Oh, go.
I'm just going to say real quick, fix the O-line, but don't do it with top 10 draft picks.
That's the thing. I mean, like if our scouting department goes down the clipboard and checks all the boxes in the evaluations at the pro days, at the combine, at the Senior Bowl, if he goes to it, at whatever off-season workouts he goes to, if they're there and they're evaluating him and he checks off all the boxes, and you feel that this guy is valued at a top 10 pick and it's a need, not only is it valued, but it's also a need. I don't think taking him as high as 3 is crazy or 4 is crazy. I just think sometimes you look at positions and we just have this old school way of picking and taking them. And at the end of the day, you don't know how anybody's going to develop. You know what I'm saying? So I get why quarterbacks are respected, because obviously that's the most important position on the field. But in our case, we need an O-line. So for us, that's the most important position on the field. And for that, I would value him as a top 10 pick.
And look, listen. How come nobody said that shit last year when Penny Sewell went number 6 or number 7?
Because he's a left tackle. He's a left tackle. Left tackles are valued way
blind
higher.
side of
than
The value, Mark, yeah.
I understand that. But
Because
I mean, shit, he's an offensive lineman.
they value left tackles and tackles higher than inside linemen. But that's some of the stupidest stuff you can say, because that doesn't apply to our franchise right now. That doesn't apply to us, because center is a very, very, very valuable need that we have for this franchise right now. So that's what I challenge fans that are telling me that's a dumb pick. Why would it be dumb if that's something that we need and he's the best at his position?
That's what we saying, Eddie.
Most
That's
center,
what we
most good,
saying, Eddie.
most good.
Appreciate that, Logan.
Most good centers, they can fall to the second round. Like, what? You think this kid is going to fall out the top 10 if another team likes him?
Right.
He's not falling out the top 10. There's only one offensive lineman that I would take over him, and that's Evan Neal. And let's be honest with you. If we're at 6 and 7, I get the consolation prize, because the Equano kid, he's actually a better run blocker than Evan Neal. It's just Evan Neal is a little bit more polished at pass blocking. And he's a good run blocker as well, but that kid is a good pass blocker as well. But we want to be a downhill running team, correct? So getting Linderbaum and that kid from North Carolina State helps our run game out tremendously. They're the best run blockers on this team as soon as they get on the field. Even better than Thomas. Look at the film. That helps us out tremendously. So why would I pass on that just because somebody say that inside linemen are not valued high in the top 10? When you got a Hall of Fame, he's going to be a Hall of Famer barring the injury of Quentin Nelson. And he should have went number 2 to us. But since he wasn't valued as high as a quarterback or a left tackle or something like that, we didn't take him. We took a running back. But that dude's a Hall of Famer. Quentin Nelson, a Hall of Famer. All he has to do is finish out his career. He's good. So I don't understand that. I mean, I know that's going to be a hot topic going all the way throughout the season. Joe, get ready.
Oh, you
Because
dirty
and Miz, get
I
ready.
just realized why we lost last week and why Daniel Jones got hurt. You haven't shaved your head, you little prick.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I shaved my head last
I'm just
Thursday.
messing with you, bro.
He said, yeah, I did.
I've been shaving it, bro. I like it a lot more than having hair. It's a lot
Oh,
easier to
shit.
take care of.
Grow it back.
and-
Grow it
and
back. You
and
got
then- and
blue
then-
eyes. Stop. Grow it
And
back.
then the crazy part about it is these are the same fans that are saying that our offensive line is absolutely trash.
Trash
But
can.
then, but then you have a chance to get the best center on the board at number 6. You say no?
No.
Because it's too high?
Because
Because it's
Stephen
too
A
high?
doesn't value him at 6. Stephen A. Smith said so. You know?
Time out. We got to call time
Oh,
out.
Max
Oh
Kettleman
yeah,
doesn't want
timeout.
Max Kettleman don't want him at 6. He doesn't fit the point of the points chart. The
Yeah.
value. So we could go on sucking for another 8 years because we keep listening to these idiots outside.
The hell is a points chart? I'm drafting what's best for my franchise. This
That's
is
right.
my team. You don't run nothing over here. You're just talking. But you want to listen to those guys? That's crazy. Do what's best for your franchise. And getting two
Exactly.
major offensive linemen right there, if Hutchinson and Thibodeau are not available, that's all day. All day. You take those two guys all day. You take two offensive linemen all day. I don't care if it's Cross, Ekwonu, Linderbaum, the guy from Kentucky. You're gonna have your choice between 6 linemen at that point. One of them has to be Linderbaum, and then you choose between the other 5 that you want because they'll all be decent.
But
They'll
Max
all be
Kellerman
decent
said
and
we
better
should
than what
take
you
Malik
had.
Willis.
Wait.
Damn
Time out.
about
Max
it.
Kellerman said so.
You mean to tell
Max
me we're
Kellerman-
gonna
Max
have
Kellerman
some
said we
guy
should
named
take Malik
Guano?
Willis, bro.
Wait.
Yeah, that's nice for
Did
Max
you just
Kellerman.
tell me that we're gonna draft a guy named Guano? Guano, Ace Ventura, Guano.
Hey, look at the film on the guy. Look at the film on the guy. Best
I'll
run
be honest
blocker
with you, I
in this
won't even be
draft.
upset. If we draft our first 4 picks are all offensive linemen, I will throw a party, man. I'll come on and do a
Thank you,
special
Miz.
1-hour
Shit.
video for you.
Thank you,
Dude,
That's almost
hey
feeling.
Miz,
Thank you.
we'll do it. We'll do a 24-hour stream.
I will come up to where you live, Joel, and we will do a stream together in that little room together.
That works. That works.
Because it will tell me that the Giants finally grew a brain.
Right.
No, Reek, I never changed my mind about 2 offensive linemen in the first round. I still would take Hutchinson or Thibodeau with that first pick. But you got to be real about the situation too. This is not a fantasy draft; it's a mock draft. I don't think Hutchinson or Thibodeau are going to be available right there, unless some team likes these quarterbacks.
Ekwonu. It,
Yeah,
sounded like
Ekwonu.
it sounded like you said guano. That's why I was like, did
Oh.
this motherfucker just say guano?
Dude, guano might fit because we're all a little batshit crazy right now.
I thought you said iguana.
I got a stupid question, Pat. I have a stupid question. If both Giants and Bears lose out, and then that game when they play each other, does a draw make it even better for us? A tie?
Yes.
It might.
It depends on who's behind us. Because say if we both say we're both 4, 12, and 1, and that team behind us is 5 and 11, or 5 and 11, we actually go in front of them.
No, because we work out a deal with the Bears. Listen, we both tie today 6-6, and we give you Ingram for free for next year.
Yeah.
We work out a great deal.
So instead of one of the picks being a 5 and 12 pick, we'll actually be 4, 12, and 1, and the team that's 5 and 12, we actually go in front of them.
Shit on here.
Is there any way the Giants get to 3 with one of those picks? Probably not, right, Pat?
If we lose out, yeah. I'm gonna check it out
Because I'm saying at 3, you actually have a shot at Hutchinson.
You know what I just realized? This shit is set up like the old school show Hollywood Squares.
Mhm.
I was thinking Brady Bunch.
I was trying to get Brady Bunch too.
Look at this shit.
Look at Alice in the middle.
You kind of already got one.
Yo,
Oh,
Joel
shit,
sounds like a
shit.
psychopath, bro. Listen to this
Hey.
guy laugh.
Bobby Brady all the way down to the bottom, baby.
Who the hell is Bobby Brady?
The youngest boy.
And I got
And
another
that's
one.
what you look like.
Curls.
I got another scenario. What would it take? What would it take for the Giants? You're sitting at 4. You're sitting at 4. Let's say we have one of those picks at 4, and it gets to 3, and Hutchinson's there. What will it take to move up one spot to go
About
down?
a year, about
The
like
Jets
17
traded
players.
from 3 to 2. It was 3 to second-round draft picks to go up for Darnold.
No, but that was for a quarterback.
I know.
It's the same thing though.
Right.
You think
It's the
so?
same thing.
but
You have
that's
to give up a lot because the pick is valued so high that you have to give up a lot, and it's not worth it. If they take them, just draft your lineman and get out of there.
I thought maybe our 1 and maybe 2 3s. One this year, one next year. I thought maybe.
Yeah, but is it worth from one spot?
Oh, you're getting Hutchinson, like you're saying. You're calling him a premier pass rusher for the next more than a decade, right? That's
Yeah,
what
but
you're
I'm
thinking.
but I'm not willing to give up more capital just to go at one spot to get him. When I could get 2 premium offensive linemen, and there's still edge rushers in this draft that I'm willing to take, and I don't have to give up any capital to get them.
Right, I hear you. Just throw it out there.
Yeah, the right tackle from Minnesota, I heard about him as well. I gotta do some film review on him. But he's like 6'8", 360 or something like
Is
that.
it Falaye? Falaye or Falalel?
I think you got it right the first time.
Isn't there another one also in Kentucky, I think, or a guard?
Yeah, it's a tackle in Kentucky that's pretty
Well,
used.
Chris,
Then
the
there's another
Jaguars
one.
and the Texans play each other here pretty soon, so somebody's going to be a 3-win team.
And then there's a tackle from Northern Iowa as well that's like 6'8", 3 something. They say he's pretty athletic as well. So it just depends. I mean, there's plenty of talent out there. But I say the highest we probably can make it up to is probably the number 4 pick. Because the Jaguars, Texans, and Lions, I don't see them winning too many more games, bro.
And Jets. The Jets are up there too. They're 1 win behind us.
I think the Jets might actually get more wins than us.
It's
I'll
looking
be
that
honest
way.
with you.
Chris is going to disagree with you. But the Jets have a little bit of an easy schedule.
And the Seahawks is making it better now because they're winning now. So that pick is going to go down. So we're probably going to go up to number 5 and 6 instead of 6 and 7 because the Seahawks are winning. So who knows? Because I don't see any of these teams winning any more games like that. Not the Bears, Giants, not the Jaguars, Texans, or Lions. The Jets might find themselves outside the top 10 and then like the number 8 pick if they win 2 more games.
Pat, where are we sitting right now?
I think you guys got like the 8 pick.
None of your damn business.
Go look. Google's a wonderful tool. Learn how to use that.
It's called
right.
Go to the library. The hell with Google. Do it the hard way the way we had to.
Yeah.
Get the index card, then go walk through the aisles and shit.
Go read a newspaper.
I mean, I still do that sometimes.
By candlelight.
No, newspapers, sometimes I just be like,
Liar.
when I be bored.
Man, when I went to school, I had to go uphill both ways, 5 miles, through 2 foot of snow.
Oh shit, here we go.
Joel used to have to fight a bear to get to
Dude,
class,
we
bro.
still walk nowadays just to get there. I don't know
Yeah.
about the way you did it, but we still walk.
Joel used to have to skin an alligator, wrestle a bear.
That's right. At least I had dinner that night.
No, but honestly, all right. So, if any of you guys watch Big Pat's mock draft today, full 7-round mock draft, if you haven't, go check it out. He brought up some good athletes that could potentially be impactful for our team. One of them being Ikemi Kwanu. So, go check that out when you get a chance. But I think I would rather take 2 offensive linemen and then get an edge rusher in the 2nd round, or take a 3rd round pick and a 2nd round pick and move back up to the bottom of the 1st round and get an edge rusher. That's just me. But I
Or
would
linemen.
get 2 offensive linemen with our first 2 picks, our pick and the Bears pick.
Or
Because
you
we have
know
10
what?
picks. We have 10
Let's say, all right, we get let's say we get the 4th pick and the 6th pick. Okay, so we're gonna figure that Hutchinson's gone, Thibodeau's gone. Who would be the last guy gone? Neil?
Wait. If we're picking at 4, you mean to tell me that Hutchinson and Thibodeau are gonna go at either 2 or 3?
1 or 2, yeah. The Lions might go with them.
They
The
might
Texans
go 1,
might
2.
go with them.
It might go 1, 2. I'm telling you.
Right.
Well, both those teams desperately need a pass rusher.
They need quarterbacks too, but you know what? I'm just saying for argument's sake so that we don't get things blown out of proportion. So who's the third guy gone off the board? Neil? Or do you think the Jets would go with a corner or safety?
Corner or safety,
Actually,
because
they'll
they
go
really don't
safety.
need linemen.
All right.
They'll go,
Yeah.
they'll go
All right.
safety.
So who's on the board for us then at 4? We got our choice of just about any of the good offensive linemen. So
Neil.
let's say,
Neil,
Gotta get
Linderbaum, all of them.
okay, well, let's say before the draft, we took that number 6 pick and traded down to like 9 and got future draft capital, like another 2. I don't know. Just use your imagination right now. I don't want to get into specifics. But let's say we got, you know, some nice draft capital coming up from trading down from 6 to 9, because at 9 would be an ideal spot to get Linderbaum, and they're showing him projected at like 14th, 15th range right now. So let's say we took that number 4 pick and the future draft capital that we got by trading from 6 to 9, moved up to 2nd, and then got Hutchinson. Would you guys go for that scenario?
What you say? We trade down from the number 4 pick.
No, we trade down from the 6th pick to the 9th pick. We keep the 4th pick and then take the capital that we got from the first trade and use that with the Texans to go up to number 2 if Hutchinson is on the board, if Detroit takes Thibodeau.
Honestly, I honestly think.
So you said at number 2, you said we trade down with the number 6 pick.
Yeah, we trade from 6 to 9 with the first pick, and we acquire draft assets like a couple 2s, and maybe a 3rd, you know, a 2 this year, 2 next year, and a 4th, or, you know, we get some pretty valuable capital. Because the Texans are going to stink next year, and you're looking at high number 2 picks.
But for them to move from number 9 to number 6, we're gonna need more than a couple of seconds and thirds.
Well,
Actually, right
Yeah,
now,
we're gonna get 2 firsts for that.
Well-
right now, the draft goes Lions, Jaguars,
I
Texans,
know how
Jets,
it goes.
Jets, Giants.
I know how it goes,
What-
but
what
what I'm
was it?
saying is we take our
What
6th
number are
pick.
we? 4 and 6.
Let's
6
say
and
we
7.
let's this is just for sake of argument. We take the number 6 pick, trade down to 9 with that. We still have the first pick at number 4. We took the capital that we got from 6 moving to 9, use that and package it with the number 4 overall pick and move up to number 2 if Hutchinson is on the board.
I don't think that I wouldn't mind that, honestly, because you get drafted capital. But I honestly think once the circus gets their hands on these quarterbacks, they're gonna have quarterbacks taken 1 and 2 because they're gonna have desperate teams like the Lions and like the.
Now that's
like
another
the
scenario,
Texans.
but I wasn't
It's
throwing
not-
that out there, Zion. I
Yeah.
was just assuming that
I just
you
think
know,
if we're there
Detroit
at 4,
takes Thibodeau.
we're guaranteed getting one of these linemen.
Cornflakes, Zion.
So basically, you're saying we trade back and trade back up.
Yeah, trade back with the 6th round pick and trade up with the 4th round pick, but use the capital that we acquired from the first trade to move up the board.
Man, you're doing a whole lot of moving.
Well, that's what, you know what? If that's what it takes to go up there and
I
get him,
think-
do you guys think
but,
that would?
Honestly, Joel, I think if we pick at 4, we have a shot to get one of those guys. I'm telling you, the circus is going to get the hands of these quarterbacks.
Oh, I
and
know
lift
it
them
is,
up,
Zion,
right?
but I'm not throwing that into here. I'm just straight up. This is, you know, the Lions took Thibodeau. Okay. And then a team at 9 wants to move up to 6 because they might try to move up to 3 or 2.
Mhm.
All right, for a
Yeah,
quarterback.
If they want to give us stuff, yeah, give us stuff.
Exactly. So if you move from 9 to 6,
Extra
you don't have to
capital.
move. You don't have to give up that much. But then to move from 6 to 3 is a little easier to do than it is to move from 9 to 3. So teams are going to be maneuvering to go up the board to try to get a quarterback. I agree. That's why I'm saying
No, I get
because
what
at
you're
9, I think we could get Linderbaum.
I mean, like right now, they're mocking him at 15, 17.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying, would you make a trade with the capital that you got from that first trade from 6 to 9?
If we're coming out of it with more capital and offensive linemen, then why not?
Well, we'll be using all the capital that we got from the first trade, but we're not losing any of our picks the following year. We keep all that we have next year. But it might take those picks that we got from the first trade to go up to number 2.
I might go different, Joe. I might trade back to 9 or 10, like you say, or give me another first rounder next year.
Well,
How about
that too.
Because then if
a
we do
first,
need
a
a
third.
QB in that draft, there's some good QBs coming out in that draft, and we would be
Right.
set up for a much bigger QB. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because you got like New Orleans that's going to be in there. They're looking for a quarterback. Pittsburgh's going to be right there looking for a quarterback. There's other teams. I mean, the football team might be looking for a quarterback.
Yo, stop doing that shit in my chat, in my private chat.
There may be no court. There may be no
There's a mock
quarterbacks
out right
available,
now.
Vic, but the thing is, when teams are thinking about what other teams are gonna do, one team is gonna overvalue a specific quarterback and try to jump to get him just because they're scared that they might get taken. If a coach falls in love with a quarterback, no matter where they are mocked, if he loves that quarterback and he thinks he's gonna win with that quarterback, then he's gonna move up to get that quarterback.
Zion, I was arguing that for a long time. But I'm just throwing a scenario out there.
I'm just saying I was
trade up to second because that could be a scenario.
I kicked him from the stream. I didn't put him backstage. I kicked him off the stream because I don't know what the fuck he was doing in my private chat, but I don't like that shit.
What happened?
18 messages. I don't even know what the hell is this. He's learning a different language.
Wow, he's putting a curse on you, an Eagle fan. He's got to put a curse.
He said laughing but crying emoji, 100 emoji, fire emoji.
There is a mock that just came out that has the Texans taking Pickens.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah,
right.
Real fast, Vic. I was gonna say that, Vic. As much as I get that point, yo, just that fake slide. As much as I don't agree with that fake slide because it's there to protect you as a quarterback, just that fake slide, that one fake slide, hyped him up even more. So imagine what if he goes out there and he goes to the Senior Bowl and he gets invited to the Senior Bowl and he goes to the combine. As soon as all these media sources gets their hands on him, well, like Zach Wilson, pinnacle to the top. You know what I'm saying?
Zach Wilson, bro, that dude, just because of one good throw at his pro day, my guy
Well,
number 2.
some quarterback will be taken somewhere at the top. There will be at least one. I feel.
Oh, definitely.
Now, if we could somehow get 2 to be taken, we will really be sitting
awesome.
pretty. But we'll see. You never know, man. Who knows?
That's true. No one knows.
Who knows? I hate to say it, but it sucks.
Right now,
you got 5 games left, and you got to root for us to lose now, in a way, sort of. You don't want to do that. You're not going to, but you know what I mean. You're going to be torn between wanting to win a game or should we just lose it at the end, you know?
It just depends, man. I can't tell you because most teams are not going to want to tank, but man, it's bad, man.
We can't continue this way, pal. We can't continue with 6-win seasons every year. We just can't.
If you think about it too, Giants. Sorry, miss. If you think about it too, Giants clown, it's like, bro, all these quarterbacks are about to be finished. Obviously, you got championship games to play in January and stuff like that. But, you know, it's just going to be focusing on getting better as a quarterback. You see it every year. You go to a different – you got Carson you got Palmer's brother. You got so much different quarterbacks doing all the different camps around, you know, the mainstream. Absolutely. What's up, Ash? Are you calling in from Walmart?
Target.
For the last time.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, you work at Target. My bad.
I work at
That's the competition.
He works at Walmart. I know if they wear red.
I won't mention the competition again. My bad, bro.
It's real beef. It's real beef over here in the retail industry.
Yeah, I love Wally World and Target do not get along.
Facts, mate. Facts.
Oh man.
It's a Wally World and Target.
Walmart and Target should meet up, play some 11 on 11.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Turkey bowl.
We be kidnapping each other's carts and holding them hostage.
What the fuck?
So nah.
Is that how y'all get down?
They say that doesn't make sense, but okay.
Oh,
Bro, because Walmart, it's a red-blue thing. Walmart got the blue carts.
Yeah.
We like, tell us your inventory. You're not getting your cart back.
Yeah, she tell me you don't have the cash register woman in the back of the box room.
Whoa, that ain't even funny.
As soon as you said cash register, I knew where I was gonna go. That's all.
Price check aisle 3. Price check aisle 3.
Right.
I'll
How
be
big is
calling
your guys'
everybody.
lounge?
I'd be like, there's a code red aisle 5. Everybody be going to the front. I'll be going to the back. So you know.
That's awesome.
Let's go.
I was never fond of when she was on Code Red, to be honest with you. They're usually moody and miserable.
What the
I'm using that.
God
That's
damn.
Right, Lou? It's a game of seconds and inches.
Pause.
Don't forget.
It's a game of
Nah,
minutes
but-
and inches. Get it right.
No, seconds.
No, wait a minute. Ash, let's go. Give us your top 2 picks.
My top 2 picks.
He's like Kenny Pickett and Malik
Oh,
Willis.
Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, y'all
It,
really said
it depends.
catfish.
My top 2 picks or what I think the top 2 picks going to be.
Just, whatever. Give us an overview. You could change it. It's real early, obviously.
H money.
All right,
Hey.
all right. So if we like me and Pat been saying, if we fire Judge and get him in, I feel like one of those picks is going to be a quarterback. I mean, I want Judge fired, and I just pray that a new regime could come in and have some common sense and just build the team till next year. They probably have their eyes set on like Bryce Young or one of these good quarterbacks. My top 2 picks, if Hutchinson or Thibodeau is there at like the first pick, like I said, I feel like our best bet to getting one of those edge rushers is Thibodeau, because I think Hutchinson goes top 2. If they're there, I'm taking them with the first pick. I know our offensive line is bad, but you getting that guy, that dominant edge rusher, or he doesn't have to be dominant. He could just be great. That does a lot for the rest of the players on the defensive line. Aziz, Leo, and Dex, because we all know Leo has been playing outside of his position for like majority of the season,
Yo.
right? So that makes the defensive line a lot more deadlier. I'm not calling them OC and Justin Tuck, but we could have like the next big pass rush combo since like JPP and Justin Tuck, to me, right? I mean, getting a guy like Thibodeau, that's we'd have the best thing since we had JPP.
Yo.
But if they're not there, I'm obviously going back-to-back linemen. I'm going Neal and Linderbaum. We said this on the stream the other night. I mean, if I had to pick between Neal and Linderbaum, I'm gonna pick Neal. That's just the guy I am. I would want to have our tackles for the next 12 to 15 years
Same
and
here.
have our tackles solidified, but I wouldn't be mad at Linderbaum. He reminds me a lot like Quentin Nelson, and I wouldn't be mad at that. Like, I'm not going to turn down Linderbaum. But if Hutchinson or Thibodeau aren't there, I'm going back-to-back offensive linemen with Neal and Linderbaum. Or if it's Linderbaum and Neal's already taken, I'm taking the next best tackle.
Yeah, Rick, I'm going to agree with you there. I was watching that Oregon game last Friday night, and Thibodeau has some outstanding pass moves, but his run game has a lot to be desired. He does not like to set the edge and tackle people. He just
That's
wants to
why I
rush the
said-
quarterback.
Yep, that's why I said Hutchinson fits us better.
Right.
That's the main reason why. Hey, give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. But that's the exact reason why I said Hutchinson fits us better, because Hutchinson gives you pass rush and he's going to hold that edge in the run game. The dude's
Yes.
an absolute monster. That's
Yeah,
why I think he
Hutchinson-
might go number 1. I'm just going to be
Hutchinson's
real
that
with you.
dude. Listen, when you have the edge that is like that, he's going top 3. I bring it up all the time. Myles Garrett, Chase Young, even Jadeveon Clowney was like in college. He was hyped up to be the next big edge rusher, even though he
That
was
dude hit someone so hard his helmet came off.
if he when he was leading up, like in the pre-draft process, he was hyped up to be that next generational edge rusher. When you have a guy like that, the top two most important positions in the draft, like in terms of importance and high value, is quarterback and edge. He's going to go top three.
You guys can say what you want about Duke quarterbacks, but that one impressed Jason Garrett so much, he now wants to go coach the Duke football team. So,
Yep, we already knew that. Joel.
What?
Wait,
Tell me I'm wrong.
is there a chance that Karlaftis will have more of what do you call it? Would you want him
Ceiling?
maybe better than Thibodeau, like more of a physical, rough dog type
Ceiling?
of guy?
I have to watch him.
This is
an absolute animal.
the only reason why Karlaftis would, like, if we got Karlaftis, the only reason why I would say he could perform better than a guy like Hutchinson or Thibodeau is that because he's on a defensive line with other dogs at the like he's on a defensive line. He's on a stacked defensive line, right? And Thibodeau or Hutchinson will be on a team with like Detroit, where they don't have no outside threat, and they'll just double team him. That's the only way.
I'm gonna just say real fast. I'm gonna hop off. Everybody, please subscribe to all these great content creators. You guys are killing it. I'm just super tired. I didn't sleep for the last, I don't know, since I was up since yesterday, since 9 a.m. So
no matter.
What the hell?
I'm trying to reset my sleep schedule.
Hey, yo, Zion.
I want to wake up earlier. Yes, Jaden.
Wait, we not getting on Madden?
Probably not, or maybe later. But I just want to say you guys are all great people and go Giants, Giants for life. I know it's third times, but it'll get better.
Hey, that's what it is, man.
Great people.
Make sure you got your little Debbie.
He says
What the?
Oh, that's funny.
Joe,
Oh, yeah,
what's wrong with you?
Man, them
Me and
ho-hos
Adam did
zebra cakes.
me and Adam did an episode today that I'm gonna release on my channel. And the reconnected files are coming out on my channel. And then December 11th, this Saturday, fights on my channel. Y'all have a good one. Let's get it.
Later, Zion. Give me a hamburger too.
I already have to.
Damn munchies anyway.
Hey, let's
Watching-
take 4 offensive line. I'll go with that.
I say one thing: if we did end up, it's not gonna happen. But if we ever got Neal and Lindenbaum back to back, man, I will flip out, go crazy.
Bro, I would be so happy it's not even funny.
Yeah,
I told everyone last year to go Slater or Parsons. Everyone's like, no, we need wide receiver.
Yeah, we got our weapons.
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
got weapons, who's
Yeah,
better?
and guess where they are? They're in the hospital laying down because they're always hurt.
Riggs.
Riggs. Yeah, Riggs.
If we need real grass.
That's right.
Where's Jeff at? Jeff ain't back yet?
I'm pretty sure our medical staff has been around since dinosaurs existed.
I said, where's Jeff? And you come out talking about some damn medical staff. Are you
Tony
hearing okay?
Is Tony gonna play again this year or what?
Tony, Miz, you were right, bro. That's just a younger Sterling Shepard. I agree with you 100%.
I hope I'm wrong, but
I hope we're all wrong about all this stuff, but it's like
It's like
at some point-
the
Yeah, for me,
Giant.
I actually wanted Parsons.
Yeah,
The
me too.
Giants, that moves that they've been making lately reminds me of the guy that won't go into Walmart and buy a big box of condoms. He goes to the gas station, puts 50 cents in the machine, and pumps one out. There, okay. And then the sign above it says "Bust one and win a baby." Okay, great, beautiful. That's about where we're at, baby.
Jaden, what's your name? Joel. Where'd you come from?
Damn.
What's your
Really?
name?
I'm sorry, man. My mind's blanking. I'm playing a video game right now.
Well,
He's
you're
lost
supposed
his
to be in a
memory since he went
discussion.
bald, and he
Bye. We need a bye, Logan.
Bye.
They gonna come on the stream and be playing a video game. What kind of shit is that?
It's for money. I'm trying to win some stuff.
Logan, you're playing Madden.
Yeah, I'm playing Madden.
Yeah, he be on franchise mode, loosening me.
I rebuilt the New York Giants, and Leonard Williams just got a sack. Let's get it.
I'm low
Oh,
key.
you got pancakes.
Shepard to another guy.
Yeah,
that doesn't
tomorrow
play.
we definitely got to be on Madden now for the
Shepard's
franchise.
supposed to play this week.
No, Shepard's supposed
No.
to be being a cheerleader once again.
He's gonna be
Tony
out for the
Five
rest
out.
of the year.
Yo, son, I built up the 2015, the Madden 2015.
Yep.
I built that shit up.
Yo.
With Victor Cruz, Odell Beckham. Fucking that squad is unbeatable. I don't have a system to play it no more because that was like fucking PlayStation 3, I think, back in the day. But that was the last time I played a video game.
Need to hit up Authentic there, Miz. It's past 10 o'clock.
I did. I sent it to him. He's probably busy. You know, I'm not going to ask him more than once. I did text it to him. He said he was
Okay.
gonna, but he was going to eat dinner after we spoke. And then I told him, and I also texted him like 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
I'm dominating the Vikings.
I'd love to hear what he has to say.
We spoke earlier. He's ready to move on from Jones. Pretty much.
Yeah, I know he's ready to move on from
Yeah.
Jones, but
Can you
I
stop
heard
telling?
all-
Oh my God, that's
authentic-
all we're worried about is Dame Jones.
He would like a
Damn
Russell
offensive
Wilson.
line.
He would like Russell Wilson, but he is not, like we all say, he's not giving up both first rounders. He would give
Right.
up
Yeah,
one.
it's not worth it. Build
he's
this
gonna
damn offensive line.
require capital, man, because you got to think if he said 3 teams, okay, so you got Denver that's going to be bidding, you got the Saints that are going to be bidding, and you got the Giants. And now we've got a couple of draft picks, but we don't want to give up draft picks. But if you look at the Saints, they got some young linemen or some linemen they could send in package to Seattle, and Seattle needs some offensive linemen. So if you ask me, the best place to go for Wilson is with Sean Payton and the Saints. They got that defense. I mean,
Boy.
I'd say
Boy, I
Denver.
think he really want to be in New York, and I also
Yeah.
am worried that he wants to be in New York for the wrong reason. Because I
Yeah.
feel like he wants to be in New York to use
Because
us to set
Sierra-
up his next career.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say,
Because
Ash.
Sierra wants to be in New York.
yeah.
Man,
Well, she might be
yeah,
better
Yeah,
off
but not
going to
even about
Pittsburgh.
Sierra, man. It's about him. You come to New York, you set up your next, you market yourself for your next career. You make a lot of money off the field too. That's what I'm worried about. So if things don't go right, is he bailing out in 2-3 years and then becoming a broadcaster or a Broadway actor or
Right.
some bullshit?
Right.
A Broadway actor.
Hey, you know,
Or whatever.
like
his wife will get him in the showbiz. You know that.
Miz, I even brought up Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh coaches and players go on to be
Yeah.
broadcasters and TV. And if
Actually,
he's going to set himself up, that's the way I'd go. They're a better team.
Pittsburgh should. Yeah, I was about to say Pittsburgh should be a can. I don't know why he doesn't want to go to Pittsburgh. You have
Right.
defense. and
Right.
You have weapons too,
Yeah.
I think the Broncos are the best.
and a decent
Yeah, no
offensive
one.
line. I think I disagree. It's just he probably doesn't
You're not
want to
going to Denver.
battle. He probably. Hell yeah! Because you go to AFC, you got to battle with Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Lamar
Herbert.
Jackson, Joe Burrow.
Ash,
You got-
plus again, he wants to go to a major city. He's not going to freezing cold Colorado.
Maybe Pittsburgh. I'd go to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I'd go to Pittsburgh all day.
It's either that or New Orleans.
They'll
But
give
if
him
he
the best
wants to
chances
broadcast,
win.
it'd be Pittsburgh.
Listen,
God,
if you
he'd
could
take
give
the
up one
Saints.
round, if you could give up a 1, mix up something next year, throw in a 3, see if they're interested in Daniel Jones or not, I do it. But I'm not giving up both 1s and a 2. I'm not doing that, man. We're not going to build a line. You want to bring him here, you can, but you got to know that you must still build this line. That's not building the line is not an option.
Yep. But this
You want him here? You're gonna have to draft. You're gonna have to draft every pick on offensive lineman for the rest of the draft.
Yeah.
You can do that because
Yeah.
the weapons are here. The weapons are here for him. He could definitely do a lot with the weapons we have.
the weapons will be in the hospital by week 1.
Yeah. Russell Wilson, come here. Nate Solder's going to protect your right side for you, big dog.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He said big dog.
Big dog.
Yeah, but Sierra said we have to.
I'll tell you this.
We got Billy Price. That's your center.
We got Billy Price, big dog. Come on.
Yeah, but stop. Listen, but those guys won't be here, obviously. So those guys are done right now. In another 5 weeks, done. Over.
I can't.
Like I said, if you could give up one of your 2 first rounders, I don't know what else, Pat. Add in some whatever you think, but
For
if
Wilson,
you can still
I'm
keep
telling
a
you,
third
you're gonna
round
have to
pick.
for Wilson, you're gonna have to give up one of your top 2 first round picks at least. If not, if they ask for both of them, you're gonna probably have to give up both your third rounders this year and a first next year, and maybe a third rounder next year as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot, man.
If you
want
want Wilson, oh, go ahead, G.
they're not gonna want none of the quarterbacks coming out of this draft. They're gonna want next year's first round draft pick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying is like if you don't give up both of your first round picks, you give up. I'd say you have to give up whichever's highest. You got to give up the first next year. And then you have to give up like a couple of mid-round picks, like thirds and fifths, or thirds and fourths or seconds. Do a package with that, and then give up a player of their need. They don't really have that many people in the secondary, so probably give up like Bradbury, Daniel Jones, probably like that, and Saquon.
Give him Nate Solder.
No, chill, man. You just gave away the whole team.
Let's give him Billy Price in that skirt.
First of all,
that's not the whole team.
I'm not giving up Barkley. Barkley's not included in this trade. I'm telling you right now, he's not.
They're gonna take one of our first round picks this year, a first round pick next year, probably both our thirds, Daniel Jones, and probably a third next year. I'm telling you, they're gonna get a king's ransom for Russell Wilson, man. Because I don't think any deal would include both our first round picks this year. Why would you give up Saquon Barkley too?
Saquon,
I don't know. I would like. I want to bring Wilson here to play with Barkley, man.
Yeah, that probably be one of the main reasons why he wants to come here, because of Barkley.
They're not going to want Barkley anyway. They don't care about Barkley.
If I'm giving up Barkley too,
I'm not saying I would give up Barkley. I'm saying if they want him.
I don't think they want him because he got a looming contract coming up, and they don't need that issue.
Right.
He just said, "I'm not saying I would give him up."
Just because we value Barkley so high doesn't mean
Yeah, I see.
The hell,
bruh.
He said,
"No,
I'm saying that. No, if they want him, I would give him up."
You misunderstood what I said. I'm not saying that I would give him up to get I want to get rid of him. Like I would offer him up. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if they wanted, if they wanted him.
I think we value Barkley higher than other teams,
though.
I don't want to. I still think
you
Saquon
can
has
put Tom Brady on this team with this offensive line, and we'll still be 4-7.
Oh, facts. I still think Barkley has something left in the tank. I just think we need to give him an O-line.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Barkley, he's not a bum, man. He can still do it. He has skills. And those injuries, they take a year or two to come back from. People said, oh, he's going to come back like Adrian Peterson. You got to give the guy some time, man.
You know what? That's the smartest shit I've heard you say, Logan.
Yep, I was about to say that. That's the best thing I heard Logan say since we know him. Do take 2 years to come back from that type of injury. They say so.
What you trying to call him, a dumbass?
Yeah, that kind of hurt.
I don't know how I feel about Russell Wilson. I'll be honest.
I can't let Barkley and Daniel Jones go for a quarterback and some first round picks and picks next year. That's retarded.
No. Especially when you're doing it with a team.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, but what does it matter? Who are they to ask for if the guy is demanding out? Pat?
Exactly. But
And he hasn't been putting up the same numbers that he used to.
it's because the team ain't the same the way it used to be.
Oh, but how come nobody ever made that argument for Eli?
I always made that argument for
I'm
Eli.
not talking
A
about
lot
you.
of people made that argument for Eli.
Like Eli was done dirty his last 5 years here. They never put anything in front of him. Never gave him any weapons or anything except for Odell. And see what he did when he got Odell. And that's another thing about Giants. Why y'all crying about Odell so much? Like he was just the greatest thing ever. We didn't win shit with him. The only chance we had to win with him, he didn't show up. He went to a boat in Miami and lost his hands in Miami and came to Green Bay and just dropped everything. So I mean, why is he the greatest thing to you? I don't understand it. We should have never got rid of Odell. What did we win when we had him? What did we win?
When we go
I
6
think
and
it's that some Giants fans, because they saying he gave us something to watch.
So you're satisfied just being able to watch us lose more? Okay.
It's like
You just want to watch.
Who said I was with it?
It makes sense. You just want to watch. Go ahead, Joe. I know you got something to say.
Who, me?
Yeah, because he said, "Yo, so you just want to watch." And I was just waiting for you to come in with something.
I'm trying to keep it PG, but if you want me to, I mean, I can come up with something really quick.
Joel, what the hell?
Well, you know, I'm just reading an article right now that Jalen Rose and Molly Querom are getting a divorce.
Yep.
Who cares?
She probably interrupts him in the middle of a good BJ, so you never know. You know,
Someone called Mrs.
one of those. Okay. Okay.
What the hell?
Lord have mercy.
Joel's always talking about BJ's, bro.
Hey, y'all want to be? That was a lot milder than what I could have.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, Odell gave us a big fat. Is that an eggplant? Is that what it's supposed to be?
No, that's not what it's. It is an eggplant, but that's not
It's
what
supposed
it
to be a
represents.
penis.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Help an old guy out that doesn't know this new lingo and crap.
One of
Okay.
those purple grapefruits.
Yeah.
Purple
Well,
eggplant. That's an
I
eggplant.
can tell that's not chocolate covered double D's. I'll guarantee you that.
It's a big, fat, thick, hairy, long, dirty purple eggplant. That's what Odell gave you on Lambeau Field that day.
Oh my God.
God damn, Miz, I'll
I
give
don't
you that one,
understand
bro.
Everybody's clamoring for a guy that didn't show up in his biggest moment.
I
Why
don't.
you think Warren Sapp went off when the reporter kept saying that Odell was great? Or was that Vlad TV? And he kept saying Odell was great. He was like, what makes him great?
I don't know, Pat, and it's not like he's been healthy and producing. I mean, the guy's been injured the last 2 years.
He was injured this last couple of years with us.
Yeah, 4 years. 4 years.
Odell
He's
just
been
wasn't. He just wasn't built for us. He just wasn't. He wasn't meant to be with us.
He wasn't
Just like-
meant for losing.
just
He
like
was meant for
Saquon.
losing in style.
I tell you what happened to that kid.
Odell.
Whatever happened to that kid that game when he went to Carolina and played against Josh Norman, he never was the same after that.
Well, that and
he
the
was
catch
still-
changed him too.
No, the catch, he was still,
No, the catch
he
made
was
him.
still Odell Beckham. The kid
Yeah.
that you saw with the rookie kid, when he
Yeah.
first came out there against the Atlanta Falcons, and like I said, when he was doing the whip,
With the whip,
that was a different receiver. That was a totally different receiver. That dude couldn't be stopped. Even when he did the catch, he was
That dude
still
looked like-
Odell. But
Well.
something changed in him when he went to play them Panthers. Something changed in him, and he never was the same. He was still very good, but he wasn't that same kid that when he came out as a rookie. He was not the same.
In the helmet.
And that's saying something because he was explosive as they came. That I was like, damn.
That
You didn't
dude
see
could have
better.
been probably.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm
If
gonna
you
tell you
put a
what
cap on
happened.
that
That
pace,
dude could probably be.
What?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
if he would have kept at that pace from his rookie year, he probably could have went down as the best ever. I
Yeah.
promise you, that dude was
Yeah,
a
I was just about to
monster
say
when he
that.
first came out. After
He
that little
would have
4
went down
week
as the top
span,
10 receiver all time.
man, all the time. That dude was a monster. And
Well,
then
his
something
first 3
happened.
years was on pace to break Rice's record. So, right?
Yeah,
Jerry Rice. So
Yeah.
he was on pace to be the greatest ever for 3 years, for the first 3 years.
and then whatever
And
happened
then
to him
the-
in that
the-
Panthers game, it changed him.
The
Well, I think in that
division
Panthers game,
between Odell and the franchise was just like, because he was talking and he was tired of losing, and then once Josina made the question. We all know, like, that interview with Lil Wayne, like, she made it, like, the whole interview, Odell was denying, like, he wasn't even trying to speak on Eli. And it wasn't until she, like, brought up Eli that's when all the buzz came through. And then,
also.
when you bring up, Eli's, that's like John Mayer's golden egg. You come after John Mayer's golden egg, you're done. Same with Ben McAdoo. Then they wanted the whole kick in that situation. Some Giants fans wanted him to shut up, and I've been seeing on Twitter. It's just like the same people that they have like this love towards Odell. Is like the same people. Like, there's some people on Twitter that just have a hatred towards Odell. I'm like, why do you have a hatred towards him? And he hasn't even been on the team for what? Since what? 2018 or 2019?
3 years.
I'm like, what the heck? Like this one dude. I'm not gonna drop his name, but like this dude on Twitter. This dude is like calling. He said, I'd be happy, even though my Giants suck. I'd be happy to see this bastard rot in hell in Cleveland.
What the hell?
What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking
That's a
about?
whole.
Honey
You're
Badger,
that
what's going
pathetic,
on,
and it's
bro?
like some.
Honey Badger.
It's like
Honey Badger.
Was good.
Some fans they treat these players like dogs. Like they want them to play and shut up like dogs. And so, like, that moment when Odell lifted up his knee, like lifted up his leg when we played the Eagles that year, Jake Elliott kicked that 63-yard field goal. Them fans lost it. They lost it when he acted like a dog because that's what they wanted to act like. Same thing with some of these players. Like they feel like they're their property.
Yep. That's facts, Ash, right there.
Yeah, but that's when you just got to know that you got to break off from the game and reality. These dudes are humans too. So,
Yep. These are people.
Yeah.
Actually, fuck that. I feel like exposing his ass. That shit just made me mad. I feel like exposing his ass. Real shit.
Then do it.
Let's say it.
Whatever-
I'm trying to remember his name. His name like Jay Dippo or something like that. Dippo.
Dipset.
Some on Twitter. That's why.
yes.
He's just white, fat, stubby ass Giants fan.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
Me and
about.
Pest got into an argument with him. Over Twitter this one time, and we asked him. He talking about he gonna steal my girl. He showed a picture of himself. Everybody in the comment section started clowning him.
Who's he gonna steal a bag of chips? Like what?
I don't really like.
He's gonna steal a bag of chips, bro. That's what he's gonna steal from you.
I don't really diss people like that, but I remember that shit, and that just made me upset. It's like how can you really like say like you are more worried about a player that doesn't even play for your team rather than your own team. you more worried about a player that, and to be honest, and like, the past couple of years just been a mess. It's just been
Yes,
a
it
mess.
has.
That's what losing brings out true colors. Losing brings out true colors. When you're winning, you don't gotta worry about you don't really gotta worry about all that. All you gotta worry about is the team when you win it. When you losing, you start to see people's opinions and all that.
Well, I think people just
I don't think about Odell Beckham because he's not a New York Giant. So
yeah, me neither.
Hey, I got it on my Twitter timeline. My opinion: save a tree, eat a beaver.
Same true.
He says, "Save a tree, eat a beaver."
Put a beaver on a
should
shish
be
kebab
called a
stick.
beaver back in the day because back in the day, women
That's
didn't
right.
shave their crotch.
That's
Whoa,
right.
whoa, whoa, whoa. What did
Well, I
you
think
just
there's a lot of Giant fans that still kind of want to go back and wish that things with Giants and Odell was still good. You know, like they wanted him around for his career and whatever. It didn't work out that way. So there's fans that hold it against him for that. You know, like they're all fans, like a lot of fans that way.
Well, him and Gettleman didn't see eye to eye, apparently.
Yep.
I think it was Shermer that got rid of him. I think Shermer didn't want a deal. I'm sorry.
Shermer got rid of him?
All right. Crap. My internet crapped. I had to refresh. I said, don't forget, Jimenez and Carter, those were Shermer and Betcher picks. That's why they suck now, but their first year they did okay. Different defense, different scheme.
Now let me ask y'all a question, because I've been thinking about this, and then it's like a lot of people want to give Joe Judge another year. Do y'all think that we should have gave Pat Shurmur? I'm not saying this will change anything. I'm just saying, do y'all think we should have gave Pat Shurmur one more year?
Listen, I mean, who had worse game management, Shurmur or Judge?
Judge.
I'd say definitely Judge.
Really?
Be honest.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Go back in time and watch
look
some
back.
video.
I
Miz is shaking his head. Miz is shaking his head.
Look back. I looked back and I looked at, because I remember the games that Pat Shurmur, like I was like, what are you doing? It was a Monday night against the Falcons. There was one in I think it was against Minnesota, DJ's rookie year.
Yeah.
But I went
listen.
back. I looked at the Atlanta game, and I'm telling you, like, Pat Shurmur's his time management was bad, but I don't think I had to go through what I had to go through with Judge with his time.
Yeah, you know what? Judge is the latest coach, so he's the one you guys are going to remember the most. All right, that's like me talking about Ray Handley. Okay, I can tell he sucked because I remember him, and that was an old coach after Parcells. I could talk about Dan Reeves when he was with the Giants. Okay, he wasn't bad. Took us a couple winning seasons, a playoff game here and there, but was not the guy. He sucked too. All right. Then we had Jim Fossil. We finally had a guy, a leader, a guy that put his ass on the line. We're going to win the next games. We're going to win the next. And you know what? They went out and did it. So when you guys got to just really remember, because you go watch Bad Dog videos talking about Snoopy with his press conference and how frustrated that man got because of the play calling, because of time management, because of everything that happened. I mean, look at the stories that came out about Shurmur. Guys weren't, what the hell was it? They weren't stretching. Wasn't that it? Which under Shurmur?
DeAndre Baker was falling asleep.
Exactly. So when I asked that question, really go back and think about some of the antics that Shurmur and Betcher did, because a lot of Dave Gettleman's hate comes from the fact that Betcher wanted his old Arizona Cardinal players back, and we signed 8 of them. We signed 8 friggin' former Cardinals players to come play Betcher's defense that were out of their prime. So. Before y'all say Joe Judge is bad, timeouts for no reason. Do you remember Shurmur doing that with 6 minutes to go using timeouts? Do you guys remember that? There was 3 or 4 games I can recall right off the top of my head where Pat Shurmur was calling timeouts to save clock time with like 6 minutes to freaking go. Miz, I'm sure you got some.
Oh, you don't got to get me involved. You already said it all. To me, Shurmur was the worst coach I ever saw in all my life as a Giant outside of Ray Hanley. The end.
Right.
Joe Judge is still young. He's a young rookie coach. He's learning, second year. I'm giving him one more year to see if the Giants head in the right direction. They also don't have the right things for him to succeed. Let's be real.
Right.
Shurmur is horrible, man. And you think
Yeah,
Joe
but-
Judge is bad with the media? He's not bad with the media. He just doesn't give us fans the anger that you want to see to make you happy inside. He doesn't give you that on purpose. Shurmur was so bad with the media, that might be one of the biggest reasons he got chased out of here so quickly.
Shurmur's like,
I'm not
Shurmur never
saying
had a timeout with under 4 minutes to go in the game. He's absolutely right.
I'm not saying Shurmur was the guy. My biggest thing was just like when you hire and keep and general managers and heck, that's just a bad formula for success. It's just a bad one. And so what I didn't get is like why did you let Shurmur pick his guy with DJ and then fire him the year after? The year after. Right? And I bet you when Joe Judge leaves, something's gonna come out and he's gonna say, well, one of my biggest reasons why I was failing is probably because of DJ. So I didn't get the chance to get my guy, something like that. I bet money that's it's gonna be one of the things.
I'll take that bet.
Hold on.
Similarly, like a Ben Mack.
I'm going to give you one of the reasons why after he was fired only after 2 years, if I remember right. Didn't basically the entire team quit on his ass that year?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Didn't they drop a 50-something on us in Giant Stadium where we laid down and didn't even tackle people? Like Abbott was just running, jogging across the field, not giving two shits?
Right.
So that's why he
thing-
got ran out of here, man. Because there were there were old school Giant players saying they were embarrassed by it. That guy got ran out of here.
My thing is, it's just like, I don't know. I mean, it's easy when we could go back in time and criticize. But obviously, the thing will be is just like sticking with another year with Eli. Just doing one more year with Eli. Then picking a quarterback
we
in
can't
the
go
next
back and
draft.
change that, Ash.
I know that's what I'm just that's what I like. That's what
If
I.
you want to go
that's
that far back, you might as well just say this. McAdoo had a chance to get Mahomes, and whoever it was in the organization blew it up.
Reese and Mara. They
He
were
wanted-
getting rid of
he
Eli.
wanted- He wanted Mahomes and Watson.
Yeah.
McAdoo
Okay.
had a
One of
vision.
them.
And let's look at the fact. Okay, everyone keeps throwing this up that Joe Judge doesn't want Daniel Jones. Well, if Joe Judge didn't want Daniel Jones, he would have said, I'm not going to coach the team. I'm going to stay with the Patriots. If a guy doesn't believe in somebody at least a little bit with your job on the line and your ass in the sling, if he doesn't believe in him the least little bit, don't take the job.
Hold me down for a second, bro.
Shermer was our
How you
third
know-
option for head coach that year. The other
Can
two
you hear
guys
me?
wouldn't even come in the building.
Pat,
Huh?
can you hold me down for a second?
Yeah, I'm here.
Don't worry, Lou. I'll hold you down. Go.
Sorry for interrupting, Nash.
No, you fine. I was letting you finish your point. I kind of agree with that, but I also kind of disagree with that. Just the fact off of is that
Dom Dizzy is 100% correct.
oh yeah, we all know that. But I feel like if you hungry for a job, I feel like you're gonna take that. Again, look at Joe Judge's past. That's probably the biggest opportunity he's ever had as a head coach. And then again, we aren't in the organization, so we don't know. But just to bring up the question, who's to say he's not bringing that up to Mara now? And then we all know Mara, and I don't find Joe Judge being able to step up and say that because, I mean, look, it took him this long to get rid of Jason Garrett.
I can't believe that Joe Judge would be this bad, considering there's something else going on. Okay, because anybody that's under Saban knows the right and the wrong people to put out there on the field. Anybody under Belichick knows. Okay, now you can go back on the Belichick tree and talk about all of that that you want. None of the coaches ever worked out, yada, yada. But when you work with two of the best, okay, and you're still putting Nate Solder out there at right tackle and Hernandez, and you're not playing the right guys, that, we're seeing it, okay? Something else is going on. Because, I'm a firm believer to this day, until I see differently, that Mara's doing something, somewhere, somehow. And Tish is getting sick of it. And steps are finally being made. And it's still early, so we can still look back at Garrett was supposed to be fired last year. Judge didn't even want him after week 8. He wanted his ass gone, out the door, goodbye. I want my guys in here. So until if we start seeing differences, then I'm going to believe that this is Judge's team and he's got some say. Maybe right now they're not letting Judge have any say. Maybe they got rid of Garrett, get the team a little bit more over onto his side, because a lot of the players were bitching about Garrett's scheme. Galladay was hollering at Garrett on the bench. Like literally hollering. We saw the video. Everyone thought he was hollering to DJ. It wasn't DJ, it was Garrett. So keeping that locker room together might be why Garrett got fired. Okay, yeah. So now maybe Judge doesn't have much power still, waiting because we don't know if Gettleman's gone or not. He might be gone already. I think it was Pat that brought that up. Gettleman might already be out of the friggin' building. We haven't heard from him. Haven't seen him.
Right.
So who's to say Abrams isn't just sitting here saying, okay, Joe, you're going to be back next year. Let's do it this way. Okay? We don't know that. We're not involved in any of that. And it's not going to come out in the media. And I think that's what upsets us the most is we're not getting freaking answers. We see what's going on the field. We see what's going on with this team. But however, I still see guys going out there. Well, some guys going out there and trying. I mean, Nate Solder's just out there collecting a freaking paycheck. Hernandez, I got no freaking clue what he's doing. Billy Price and Sakura and Bredesen, God only freaking knows. This was their chance to shine. They had a moment. They're not prepared for it. Get their asses down the freaking road. But as far as this organization goes right now, we don't know who is in control, what the plan even is, and we will never know, unfortunately.
You're preaching the gospel there. And I just want to say, we are in a tough situation. I just want every Giants fan to realize that
it is.
We're in a tough situation because, going into this draft, we could talk about if we want Hutchinson or Thibodeau or Neal or Linderbaum, but it's after what we've seen for these past years, fuck the coach. Do you trust this franchise to make the right decisions?
That's it.
Do we?
Right there, Ash. Hit the nail on the head. That's my biggest fear right now is do we trust the organization? Preach.
On Judge, it's and we don't know which way it is, whatever's going on. But it's if I look at you, Judge, and we can say that this draft was ran by Judge more so than Gettleman. Bro, you went a whole draft without selecting an offensive line. So it's and you knew, or you guys are the one, or the not y'all. I'm talking about you guys as in coaches, staff, and personnel. You guys are the one that thought we had a competent offensive line. So my thing is that was it so bad? Just like last year, Was it so bad for DJ that we had no choice but to get him weapons? And this year, is it so bad that we have no choice but to get an offensive line? Or is some other bullshit going to pop up and it's just going to piss us off some more?
Well, that's just it, Ash. Do you think that Garrett went to Mara and said, I need wide receivers? I don't need an offensive line?
Hell no.
You
know,
don't think
Garrett
that he
comes
wasn't
from those
undermining Judge?
No.
Well, I think there was Gettleman was under fire to get Daniel Jones weapons from literally everybody.
Yeah.
In the media, like
and the owner came out. Mara.
Look how many talk shows that are on national TV, and how many people were saying they need to get Daniel Jones some weapons. So it's like I feel like that was Gettleman. Like that was just like he had no choice. He had to save his job because that's the quarterback you face, and you haven't put him in a situation to succeed. And granted, the year before, the offensive line didn't look as bad as it was now. It didn't. So that to me, it was bad, but it didn't look as bad as it was now. It didn't, because we were scoring more points than we are now. Like you were just scoring. And
I may cut you off. I'm just thinking about what Dom Dizzy said. He said, I think the reason why Soda is starting at right tackle is that it might have been part of his restructured deal. If he doesn't restructure, Giants couldn't make as many free agent signings. They could have just cut him.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think they did save more money by restructuring his deal. But I don't restructure a player if it's determined that he's going to get playing time during that restructure. You can go and kiss my ass. If you suck, you getting pulled. So I just would have just cut him.
So he's holding us hostage?
No, it wouldn't have been. I think we would have saved money if we would have cut. We wouldn't have saved as much money, but we still would have saved money cutting.
He was holding
but
us
if
by
that
the balls.
if that is the case, that means we got some soft people in high positions.
Yep.
If you're gonna let a player determine that, hey, look, I'll restructure my contract if you let me play. No.
You gotta get benched already.
What kind of question? What kind of thing is that? Like,
I don't know.
Hell no.
And
It's
if
like,
that
what
was the thing, I don't have no faith in Judge. I don't have no faith in anybody.
If Joe Judge is that soft, he needs to be fired on the spot.
No, if he would have got cut this year, we would have saved like $8 million. But with him restructuring his deal, we saved like $14 million.
Yep.
But we still would have saved money by cutting him this year. But I'm not letting anybody determine when they're gonna play and how long they play. And you must be out your mind. I would have got you out the door right then and there just by stating that to me.
Nate Solder probably got a hold of some emails from Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick probably got a hold of some emails from John Mara, and Bill Belichick probably sent them to Nate Solder, and Nate Solder was like, "Look, I got you by the balls. If you don't let me play, if you don't make me start, I'm gonna leak these emails."
Carl, we don't have cheerleaders.
Oh my God!
I can't believe I have the same name. I can't believe I have the same name as Nate Solder. I can't believe this.
Bro, Leo was holding us. Bro, Leo was holding us by the balls.
Yeah, but Leo was actually.
But Leo earned his money.
Yeah, he
earned his
that.
money.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not. Yeah,
and this is
had
probably
every right
he
to do
figured.
that.
Yeah, he had every right to do that because this is probably
and
one of his
Nate
only
Solder
chances
earned a
to
pay
get a
cut.
contract. Yep.
That's different, man. Yeah, that's business. That's negotiation.
Yeah,
of course, he's
so
going to fight for as
there's-
many as he could get.
There's no way a player should be able to determine how much playing time he gets or anything. That would have got you cut off my team right then and there. Who the hell are you to tell me you finna
gotta
play
get
this
on the
amount? Man, you better get your whole ass on.
I'm Nate Solder, god damn it.
Yeah.
I'm Nate Solder.
You sucked
my
before
nerves.
your family had issues. We just being nice, let you come back. You know what I'm saying? You
They
suck
should have just
before
let him be
then,
the
though.
water boy. Letting him be the water boy would be nice. That's how bad he is.
Nah, but I got a question for everybody. So let's say we see no improvement from Judge at all for the rest of the season. Are we? Do y'all still want to keep him? Y'all want to part ways with him?
Yeah, because it's not going to make a difference at this point. You're not going to see much improvement the rest of this year. You don't even have most of your starting players playing, man. It's a mess.
Right.
But I'm talking about like like what we saw last week with Miami, like the dumb decisions, him coming out saying, you know, there's some things we have to improve on. You know, I'm not talking about the team. I'm
He's
talking
basically just saying what he has to say. I mean, you can't come out and bash his players. You get tired of it as a fan, but what do you want him to say? I mean, we want him to just start throwing people underneath the bus, and then he's really going to lose the team.
Right.
He's doing.
They can't block shit. I don't know what they're doing out there.
Shake that ass, bitch, and let me see
Let me
what
see
you got.
what you got. Shake that ass.
You know, you let the fans do that, but I mean, what else can he say though? But we gotta look at the film and see how we can get better. But it's like there's no way possible that he feels that way, that Nate Solder is the best option for him.
I was just about to ask you that, Pat.
There's something going on that either Pert is that bad, but what you can't really say that because you put him in at left tackle when Thomas went down because Solder couldn't play left tackle because you didn't trust Solder over there. So what the hell is it with this Solder cat that he can't be benched? I don't understand it.
I think he's just done.
I was about to ask you, Pat, because I remember you said that I forgot what it was, if it was a stream or a video, but you said if you don't sit Nate, if he doesn't sit Nate Solder and try to make some improvements to the offensive line, you want him fired. Do you still feel that way?
I do. Yeah, I do. I'll be honest with you, but just to be totally honest with it, it's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
That's when you really think about it. You really need to let him go this third year. And like I said, if he sucks that bad, let him get his ass whooped next year.
Fernando Crispo says, when we have former players that won for Giants bashing the team and coach, there is a problem. I agree with what Carl Banks said. Well, thank you, Fernando, for popping in the stream. Go ahead and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And hit that thumbs up button. Also, check out Big Pat, Joe, Miz, Ash Money, Nate, and Logan's Giant Zone. All of these guys make Giants content, sports content, good guys. It's the Big Blue Crew. Damn it. Big Blue Crew. And
Blues Clues.
Shut up.
But yeah, I mean, Pert can't possibly be that bad.
Hey, Ash, man, start bashing Nate's shoulder. People read your tweets and block the shit out of you. So maybe Solder will read that shit, block you, and maybe realize he sucks.
Yo, imagine if Louis Riddick is our GM and he has me blocked on Twitter. Imagine if Louis Riddick comes in and turns this team around and I'm blocked by him.
But are you
honest?
blocked by
I
Louis
mean,
Riddick?
now I will say this: if Louis Riddick comes in, that means Joe Judge probably is not here.
Yeah.
Because that guy has something to prove, man. I'm telling you. He's been running his mouth for a long time about wanting to be a GM. Even when he was with the Eagles and the Redskins at the time, he was running his mouth about how good of a job that he would be at GM and all that
But I
crap.
think that's all it is, just running his mouth.
I mean, but if he comes here, that means he's bringing a whole new regime. He's firing everybody.
I'm sorry, but if he comes here, we'll be the fucking laughing stock. We're already the laughing stock, but that will make us look like the worst fucking franchise in NFL history. When you go get a fucking NFL analyst, a sports analyst, and make him your GM, I'll become a
no, he's more than an analyst.
Yeah, he's more than an analyst. He's had
big jobs in the league.
Can you guys say the name Mike Mayock? I knew you could.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
And it's not like the Raiders are a disaster. It's not like the Raiders are a disaster. Come on, they were doing pretty well.
They still
And
are.
then the whole
They still are doing
Antonio
pretty
Brown,
well.
yeah, they still are doing decent. So it's not like they're a disaster. They're doing better than us with a analyst. If that's what you want to call them.
Like we said earlier, he was the president of scouting for the Eagles for a few years, right?
Let's look at that draft class there. I mean, there ain't none of the players on that one from Ruggs on down. They're all gone. They're not on the team. Cleveland Farrell was like their first pick when Mayock was there. I mean, we laughed at that. Now they're trying to get rid of him. They're not going to give him a second contract. I mean, if you look at the Raiders, I mean, the free agent Ngakoue and that other end they got, that's the only two players they really have. I mean, Carr's an okay quarterback. He's going to win you games, but if you look at that team as a whole, you want the Giants to look like that?
Hell yeah.
I want the
Hell
Giants
yeah.
to look like
Let me run off the picks, okay? You got 2019, Clelin Ferrell. He's not turned out to be good. Okay, he's bad. Hold on, then. Man, why this thing? What happened? Hold on.
That's true. You see, I like what Buko said.
Yeah, you know,
He might.
Okay, these are the picks that he's picked. These are the picks that he's picked since he's been in Mike Mayock. Clelin Ferrell, okay. Not worth fourth overall pick. They want to get rid of him. Josh Jacobs turned out to be very good. Jonathan Abram, starting safety. Trayvon Mullen, starter. Max Crosby, starter. Isaiah Johnson, he got cut before he even got there. Foster Moreau, you don't know him, but he's a great second tight end behind Waller. He's actually pretty good. Hunter Renfrow, solid. Quentin Bell, he's still on the team, but doesn't do anything. Henry Ruggs, he was decent, but he did some stupid stuff. Arnett did some stupid stuff. Lynn Bowden Jr., he's not good. Brian Edwards, he's on the team. He's a good receiver for them. Tanner Muse, no. John Simpson, no. Americ Robertson, special teams ace for them. Okay. The 2020 draft was pretty bad. 2021, Leatherwood is a starter. Morey is the other starter on the side of Abram. Malcolm Kuntz, he hasn't played anything. Devon Diablo and Tyrese Gillespie, they're both special teams guys. Nate Hobbs, starter. He's decent. If you know who Nate Hobbs is, he's pretty decent. Then Jimmy Morrissey, he hasn't played. And then the undrafted free agents is Alan Ingo and AJ Cole, who both are contributing to the team. So he's hit and miss. I believe now. If you want to say he's a bad GM for the 2020 draft, yes, he missed just about every pick in that draft except for Brian Edwards. That was a bad draft.
Is Edwards even still on the team?
Who?
Is Edwards even still on that team?
Yeah, Brian Edwards is still on the team. He played
caught
against
the game.
us.
He caught the game winning pass.
Winner. Yeah, in the
against the
first
Ravens.
week. In the first week of the season, he caught the game winning pass. It's just that he drafted a lot of people with issues, head issues. Henry Rugg, head issues. Damon Arnett, head issues.
And I'm not gonna lie, I think, and I was just about to say what Chris Bugo said, and what Miz is about to say. Maybe that was Gruden, because we know Gruden, they gave him part of ownership when they signed the part of, was it ownership or was it part of general management?
He was part of general management. I think he was part of ownership too.
They gave him like a multi-year deal, and they gave him like part of ownership. They gave him part of ownership. So maybe that was just like we could say about Gettleman and Judge for some of the drafts last year's draft. Maybe that was a John Gruden draft. You never know.
Gruden definitely had a major hand in those drafts. Come on, $100 million for 10 years, man. They gave him the franchise.
So Mike Mayock has made 23 picks and 1, 2, 3, 4.
Man, I don't want him. I don't want him.
6.
I don't want no Marshall Lynch. Man, don't give me none of this crap, man. Now you're making me angry.
8, 9, 10, 11.
Don't bring me a loser from a losing organization, man. Okay?
What?
All
I
right.
don't
So
want that guy.
you don't want Riddick.
Well,
He
Riddick,
wants
I do.
Riddick.
Riddick,
He made a
I'm
video
actually
saying that
Riddick.
he
I've
wants
opened
Riddick.
up to. Yes, I do want Riddick.
So out of the 23 picks, he's hit on 12 of them. Either 12 of them are contributing to the team, 11 of them are starters. Well, 10 of them are starters. I'm sorry. So out of 22 picks,
There
he's
you
got
go,
10 of them as
Fernando.
starters.
There you go, Fernando. Tell him again, Fernando.
So I'm asking Joe, if you got 23 draft picks and 10 of them are starters and 3 of them are contributors on the team, so that means 13 out of those 23 players are really doing something for your team. And Cleveland Farrell is a bust as a first round pick because you drafted him number 4. Would you take that as a GM, or you think that's terrible? Even with what he's going through with John Gruden, even with what they went through with Antonio Brown. Because remember, Antonio Brown flaked on him.
Yeah,
I
Gruden
mean,
did bring him over there.
if
That's
we the
right.
Raiders, we're the 7th seed right now.
I'm just saying. So I'm asking Joe, would you say that's a terrible? Give me your honest opinion. I'm saying it's half decent. It's not great at all, not by a long shot.
Right.
But is it terrible? Is it like terrible? Considering that you call him an analyst, Mike Mayock.
He was an analyst. He was on NFL Network for
he was
for a few years.
Yeah, 15.
Well, that's
20
just.
years.
I mean, that's just one example, though. You know, he's the most recent example of somebody that has gone from the NFL coaching world to a TV analyst and then back into the NFL world. There's other guys that have done it.
Yeah, but how long has he been away from the game?
Mayock or Riddick?
Either one.
Both of them been away from the game
Mayock
for years.
was away from the coaching and the GM game for a long ass time before he went back.
And
think it was
Riddick's
like
been out
20
since
years.
what, 2012?
Yeah, Riddick has been out for about 9 years as well.
Okay, so if we saying that Jason Garrett hasn't evolved and he's been a coach, what the hell you think these guys gonna come in here and do?
But it's a different job. He's not coaching the players. He's just bringing players to the team. That's different. It's a different way of evaluating talent. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I would be a pretty decent scout if I actually got the chance to actually be a scout for an NFL team. But when it comes to coaching, I probably couldn't coach worth a lick because it's different. You got to come up with schemes for players. You got to come up with plays for players. You got to figure out what they do in certain situations. Now, just getting talent, if you tell me what you want to do, I can look up a player to get you what you want to do. But you as a coach have to figure out what to do. But I could get you a time. If you need a big receiver that has a huge catch radius and can come down with the pass and has a decent deep route on him, I could go get you that. That's what a GM and a scout's supposed to do. I get you what you want. But you got to use them. You got to put them to use. I can't do that because that's why I'm a GM.
So the GM is just a hustler. I get you what you want, baby. What you need.
I mean, that's what it is, Lou. Lou, you know the game, bro.
Yeah.
You know what it is, man. I got what you need. They come and tell you what you need. Okay, I'll go get that for you, but you got to put it to use.
I'm a hustler, baby.
I'll get you this work, but you got to put out this work, and you got to come back and re-up. That's basically what they're doing.
Remember that? Talking about Dave Gettleman, though, guys. Same thing. He went out and got what the coaches wanted. He went out and got what John Merrill wanted.
I don't know.
And now he's a scapegoat.
He's a Meshuggah now.
Yeah. Because if I look at Riddick's career, he played college football at Pittsburgh. He was drafted San Francisco in the 9th round of the 91 draft. You know, he played for the Sacramento Scourge, Atlanta Falcons, Cleveland Browns, Oakland Raiders, and the Orlando Rage in his playing career. He became, after his playing career, he became a pro scout for the Washington Redskins at the time. So it's the football team now for 4 years before being promoted to director of pro personnel. He was hired by the Philadelphia Eagles as a pro scout in 2008 and was promoted to director of pro personnel in 2010. Okay, if it seems like his career was taken off, but then all of a sudden it came to a sudden halt. And and look, I'm not bashing the guy. I'm just looking at his resume.
Was
And it
2010
seems like
the last time he worked?
it says 2010 he was promoted to director of player personnel, but it then later says Riddick later joined ESPN as an analyst. It doesn't say what year.
I feel like we should look at the players that were brought in from.
But here's the thing, though, Ash. What happened to his career? Because it looks like he's high rising, and then all of a sudden he's gone, and he has to go to ESPN. That's what I'm saying. Why hasn't somebody sooner than now looked at him as a GM? If he was pro director of college, scouting for the NFL team, why hasn't enough? Because there's been lots of hires since then. There's been lots of talk, and it's just recently that he's brought back into the conversation.
Can I say something real quick?
Oh, go ahead, Pat. I'm sorry.
Okay, you said from 2008 to 2010 he was promoted with the Eagles, correct? And then from 2000, what year did he leave the Redskins? What year did he arrive with the Redskins?
He was, after his playing career ended, Riddick became a pro scout for the Washington Redskins for 4 years before being promoted to director of pro personnel. He was hired by the Philadelphia Eagles as a pro scout in 2008 and was promoted to director of pro personnel on February 3rd, 2010. That's all it says.
Okay, so those two locations. So I'm guessing from 2004 to 2008 he was with the Redskins. And then from 2008 to 2010 he was with the Eagles. So his pro personnel career, whatever you want to call it, runs about 6 years. He was promoted twice, right?
Yeah.
He was promoted twice.
Hold on. What years was that again?
Huh?
What years were those again?
2004 to 2010. So with 2004 to 2008, he was with the Redskins during that period of time. Now, Joe, what I want you to do he was pro scout, right?
During that time. Let's not
forget
that.
Yeah, so
he
from
was pro scout who was promoted to director of pro personnel in 2010.
So he went from a scout to director of pro personnel, which is the person over the scouts, pretty much.
Right.
So he did a well enough job to be offered the job to be over the scouting department because they felt that he did a good enough job from 2004 to 2008 with the Redskins, where players were coming in and they were having decent years. I think 2004 to 2008, I can't remember that roster that well from 2004 to 2008. But I think they had some. No, that wasn't RG3. RG3, I believe, came in 2009.
9, okay.
He came in 2012.
2012. Damn, man, time be flying, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
But I want to say that's 2004. One of those like the Mark Brunell years or the Patrick Ramsey years. That's what I want to say that it is. When they had Santana Moss, Mark Brunell, they had a couple of decent years. I think they one year they went 9-7 and went to the playoffs. So let's judge him. If you can look up the rosters during that time, as a matter of fact, while I'm talking, I'll look up the rosters during that time.
Don't forget.
Let's see. Go ahead, Ash, while I'm looking it up.
No, I'm just saying, don't forget that Louis Riddick was interviewed when we were interviewing, like when we hired Dave Gettleman. He was
that was 4 years ago.
General management.
But here's my question, though.
I bet you that he's been. I mean, if anybody wants to look it up, I can't because I'm on my phone right now. But if anybody wants to look it up, I bet you he has been interviewed as candidates for other franchises, not just the Giants.
But if he's if he built these rosters and he did such a good job, why didn't somebody else scarf him up before now?
Okay, I got the 2004 roster. Here's the roster. You had Mark Brunell at quarterback. I was correct. You had Clinton Portis, Lavernius Coles, Rod Gardner, Chris Coogan, Samuels, Dockery, Raymer, Randy Thomas, and Ray Brown were your offensive linemen that year. They had a decent team. They had Marcus Washington at a linebacker, Cornelius Griffin, Ronaldo Wynn at the time, Antonio Pierce at middle linebacker, Sean Springs, Fred Smoot, Ryan Clark, Sean Taylor. That's a damn good roster they had that year. I'm not gonna lie to you. That roster was pretty good.
Now during
Wait,
that time,
he drafted
just a
Antonio
scout.
Pierce.
Huh?
He drafted Antonio Pierce.
No, Antonio Pierce was there already, but he drafted a lot of these. He actually got Clinton Portis to come over in that trade. Remember when they traded with the Broncos? When they traded Champ Bailey for Clinton Portis, he was part of that trade.
Yeah.
So he got Clinton Portis to come over there. I think he brought in Fred Smoot. You know, Fred Smoot was good for some years.
Yep.
So I mean, now let's look at the 2005 roster. Now this is really gonna tell you what he did. You know, they had LeVar Arrington as well.
Yeah.
So he brought in Liddell Betts. He was decent. He was decent. I remember Rock Cartwright, Chris Clemens from Georgia, Nick Clemens from Georgia. I remember he brought in Chris Cooley. He did bring in Chris Cooley. He was a pretty good tight end. He just kept getting hurt later on in his career.
He was a damn good tight end.
Also, real quick, I don't know if any of y'all heard it, but Stephen A. Smith came out and said, because you know him and Louis Riddick are like good friends. He came out and he told everybody to prepare to be watching The Last of Louis Riddick on ESPN because apparently he already has a job in the bag. And then we had a report come out or something that came out and said that the Giants are already looking for candidates.
Yeah, they are.
They said that Louis Riddick and somebody else are the I guess the hot. They're the top commodities. They're hearing the most buzz about them inside the Giants franchise. And then when you see
it's fake news. Fake news. Okay. Fake news.
Now it's fake news because it's
What
something
the hell?
that you don't want to hear. If it was something you wanted to hear,
Nah, he's definitely getting an interview. He's definitely getting another
Okay,
interview.
that 2005 he actually drafted Patrick Ramsey to the Redskins, and that's a horrible pick. So I don't think this guy's really good at choosing quarterbacks because his history of choosing quarterbacks looks pretty bad. Patrick Ramsey was an ultimate bust, and then he picked Jason Campbell, who turned out to be a bust. So,
Damn, remember
and this is the same guy. This is the same guy who allowed the Redskins to bring in Adam Archuleta, one of the worst contracts.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's up and down with this guy.
Then we saw John Mayer and Louis Riddick talking on the sideline before was it before or after the Chiefs game? Well, before it was that Monday night game. I don't know. I'm not saying I want it, but I'm not saying I'm totally opposed to it. I'm just kind of
You want it. Stop lying. You want
Now
it.
listen.
I'm neutral.
Pause.
Now listen, Matt Nagy's going to be out of Chicago. All right, Zimmer's going to be out of the Vikings.
No Nagy. What do you mean? Why you mention Nagy?
Okay,
Why
so
Nagy?
those two teams might be looking for a GM.
Oh, all right.
You know what? Seattle might decide to blow things up. He might have one of those jobs lined up. So it's not just the Giants looking for a new GM. There's going to be, 5 or 6 teams like there is every year where they're going to fire the coach. They'll probably look at getting rid of the GM. Riddick might be lined up for the Vikings, the Bears, the Seahawks. The Texans just got one. I'm trying to think of other teams that might blow it up. Will Miami blow it up? Is Flores going to be gone? Is he going to get an? Are they going to want to do?
No, you can't get rid of Flores. He's staying.
I mean, he's got him on a winning streak, but
They
He
still
don't
She's
want
just
no
losing.
Viking. He don't want no bear. He wants
And look,
the New
just
York
look at it.
Football
Look,
Giants.
look at the context clues. Like, just look at them. Like,
Dude,
this dude Riddick, right?
everybody wants
first-
to come to New York.
No, I'm saying like this dude Riddick, like he's
Yeah,
been-
damn, Joe. You just gonna disappear on him like that?
Oh, that line kills me. I'm trying to get the hell out of this shithole state, and everybody wants to come here. Damn.
They really will be in New Jersey.
Okay, Ash, hold on, Ash. I'm gonna let you get back into it, bro. But based on what you heard from me with Louis Riddick, and based on what you just read about Louis Riddick, he's been promoted twice. Can't take that away from him. He's been promoted twice.
Exactly.
With two of our division foes. And he's been promoted twice to head over personnel decisions, basically. He was basically right underneath the GM.
Yep.
So would you say that he left to become an analyst because those teams wouldn't give him a shot at GM and he felt he deserved a shot? Or would you say that it just didn't work out in the Eagles and he didn't do his job very well?
That's my concern, because that's the biggest question. I don't know. Because if we look at Deuce Staley, who should have actually got a shot at coaching the Eagles fans wanted him, and the Eagles never gave him a shot. He left.
Mm-hmm.
So is that what he did? I don't know. We will never know.
Yeah.
Or did they just get rid of him because of his quarterback? You know, he's telling, you know, if he's the director of pro scouting personnel and he's saying, I like this quarterback, grab him, and he sucks in a year. I mean, look at the Browns going through GMs left and right during that one stretch.
I mean,
I'll give you that, Joe. He sucks at picking quarterbacks. The three quarterbacks that he's chosen since being head of pro personnel, they all have been bust. And he did say he wanted Haskins, and guess what? He would have been a bust. So I wouldn't trust him picking my quarterback. That's for damn sure.
Right.
And that's going to be the first thing he does when he gets the job.
Exactly. You guys are going to be begging for Daniel Jones back. Y'all be begging.
But do you think he got a fair shake, though? I don't know. I can say that he didn't get a fair shake.
You know what, though?
Me personally, I don't think he got a fair shake over there in Philadelphia because what you just said with Deuce.
I'm not gonna lie.
Can you really say that, though? Because, I mean, he got moved up the board pretty fast. Okay.
It's the difference between pro personnel, Joe, and GM. There's a huge pay difference between those two positions.
I understand that.
I promise you that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll say this and then I have to head out. But it's just like the more that I think about it, I just think it's written in the sand. I just feel like he's our next GM because I'm just thinking about it like this dude. He talks to Mara every time he's near Mara. You see him smiling and talking to Mara, and then he has the most to say about the Giants. He has the most to say, and then you have Stephen A. Smith come out and say that he's not going to be on ESPN no more. It's just like all these things are coming together.
It does make a lot of sense, and maybe this whole Daniel Jones saga is part of it. Who knows?
God, I hope he's just not another bootlicker for Mara. Please, just grow some nuts.
I mean, he is. He has to be.
Grow some nuts.
Maybe that's been his play this whole time since he didn't get the promotion in Philly, was to get the job in New York and stick it to the Eagles.
Maybe that's true, but if they tell you that Joe Judge is going to be the coach here, no matter what happens next season, and he's the new GM, that means him and Mara, he's Mara's boy. Because there's no way if I'm the new GM, I keep Joe Judge. What makes me want to keep Joe Judge?
There's articles out right now, and I'll pop one up if you want, that Judge is coming back next year. It's just about guaranteed.
Yeah. So are him and Judge and cahoots are getting Daniel Jones up out of there?
Maybe.
And Mara signed off on it, and that's why they come up with this neck injury crap.
He has talked good about Joe Judge on ESPN. I'll say that. But maybe they're working together to get Daniel Jones out of there. I don't know. Find out next time on Giants Ball Z.
Right.
Yeah. I'd rather have
All
the
right,
kid
y'all.
from Alabama next year.
And if that's the case, how would you feel about that? But this was already planned by Mara and Riddick and Judge, that they basically got Gettleman out of there, and I guess they agreed upon getting Garrett up out of there finally. And now they're gonna get Jones up out of there because none of them are their guys. I mean, Garrett was Mara's guy, but if he likes Joe Judge or Riddick and they come together, be like, look, man, I want Garrett gone, and he's causing us to lose, and he's causing us fans. Mara's gonna be like, okay, you can get rid of him. I'll bring you in. You keep Judge, but neither one of them want Daniel Jones. So how do we do this? Do we just come out and just say Daniel Jones is not the quarterback and piss off the fan base even more, or do we make up some bogus injury and say that his neck is hurt? And Daniel Jones, I think, is the type of kid that won't say anything. He would just let it ride. I think he would. I don't think he would fight it.
I think if Reddick became the Giants GM, there's more of a chance that we would go get Russell Wilson, or I was about to say it, but Chris Bucco just said it, Watson.
Oh, hush your mouth, guys.
Yeah, because
And
he would go after those guys.
if Riddick's the GM, he has to make a statement.
Oh, I will be
statement.
blocked from Louis Riddick in 1 hour of him becoming GM,
So
and he does that.
If he like Watson that much, that means we're giving up both our first round picks this year,
I
a first
will.
round pick next year, probably a third and a fifth this year, a second
What
next
did you
year,
say,
and
Joe?
Riddick will block me within 1 hour of him becoming GM and giving away all of our future.
And that's what had to happen.
I will go down to Giant Stadium with a sign every day. I'll be a goddamn homeless person. I'll have Biz run me down a hot dog every couple of days. I will.
He has to make a statement, and what better statement to do than bringing in your own quarterback, especially if you're not bringing in your own coach. What bigger statement it is than bringing in your own quarterback? There's none. He has to make a statement because he's been waiting so long to get this job. He knows this might be his only shot, so he might try to do anything to be good with the Giants. And getting a big name like a Deshaun Watson, that keeps you around for a couple of years. It does. Even though you mortgage your whole future for him, and he's still not going to have an offensive line.
Gotta find a way to build one.
That's a scary thought. That's a scary thought, man, that those two have been in cahoots this whole time. Because you haven't heard a lick from Dave Gettleman. You haven't heard anything from Dave Gettleman. Not an article, not an interview, nothing. So that leads me to believe that the guy's not even there anymore.
Right?
Yeah. Plus, he wasn't too well to begin with.
Because when he was the GM, he was in the damn media all the time, right? He was in the media all the time.
You're going to be able to cheer for Watson, but you ain't going to be able to cheer for winning football games.
No, you never know. In today's era of football, who knows?
Oh my God, Miz.
Part of me doesn't mind, man.
We have one O-lineman
different
on
direction,
this
Joe. Part of me
team.
don't mind. Part of me don't mind, man. We've been a bum for 6 years, man. Come on.
Oh my God, we have one offensive lineman on this whole friggin' team. One.
Yeah, I know, but he's gonna, as the GM, he has to have a plan. He can't just come in like, okay, I'll just come in.
Plan.
You gotta represent a plan to Mara before he hires him, right?
He better have the goose that shits golden eggs to pay these friggin' guys.
I'll ask you. Yeah, that's true. I'll ask you this though, Joe. Say if we do mortgage the farm for Deshaun Watson, it's going to be around 3 to 4 first round picks.
Oh, I know.
Say if we mortgage the farm for Watson, but we find a way to get some half decent linemen in here. I mean, you can't get much worse than Nate Solder, Hernandez, and Billy Price right now.
We think that. We didn't think there was anybody worse than Eric Flowers. We were proven wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Pat. I have to laugh at this.
I mean, if you want to
I'm
take it that
scared.
far, okay.
I'm scared.
Do you, Miz and Joe and Lou, if you're back on, do
Yeah.
you think Deshaun Watson gives us that much as far as ability to where we can put a half decent offensive line around him and he can take us to victories?
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
with
I mean-
Kadarius Tony, Saquon Barkley,
I
John
think
Ross.
you can, Joe. I
Hell
think
yeah.
you can, but you have to get competent linemen out there. You can't have people like Nate Solder out there with them.
Hell no.
But competent linemen, I think Deshaun Watson can do some things for us. Will we ever win a Super Bowl that way? I don't know. You have to play out his freaking mind for us to win a Super Bowl. But that's what you. But that's
I mean,
what you
lock
want when
him
you
in,
bring a
you
Deshaun
lock him
Watson.
in, and then you get the rest of the linemen in the next 2 seasons.
The thing is, we mortgaged our future. All our first round picks are gone for the next 3 years, basically.
I would much rather get our needs taken care of right now. Okay. If Authentic brings the Rams up a lot. They got a hell of a pass rusher. They got playmakers. They got people there. We need to establish some identity. We have
Daniel Jones for another year, and if he sucks, then we go get another quarterback in 2023.
I tell you what, man. Do you guys think that this kid out of Alabama could be like Deshaun Watson?
No.
Young.
Hell no.
No.
You don't think he has that ceiling?
I think he could be good. That would be his ceiling. That's if he just maxes out his potential.
Well,
But
we have to
Deshaun
see.
Watson is a different type cat, man. Deshaun Watson is a different type cat. But who knows, Joe? I mean, who knows? He might be able to develop into something special like that. I think the kid from Alabama will be special, but not Deshaun Watson special.
Well,
no.
so let me ask you this then. Do you think that kid has the potential to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL?
The Alabama kid,
Yeah.
given the right teaching, yeah.
Well,
might
you
be
know
able
what? Would you guys rather mortgage the farm for Watson or use our picks, get what we need, and then maybe do what we did with Eli, go up and grab him? Just like we did with Eli, we've got a line, we've got everything, and then a kid that has the potential to be a top 5 draft pick? Or would you rather hope and pray that we can get offensive linemen in here, not get injured? Like I said, man, we've only got one right now. Can we count on Gates? I want to. Believe me, I want Gates back, but we can't count on him with that injury. We have to wait and see what the training staff says. We have to see and wait what his health does.
You're not going to get You're hoping that someone will trade you their pick. That's not no guarantee at all.
Right. And I will say this. Watson is a guaranteed. Watson is guaranteed to be good. You know what Watson is.
Well,
barring the legal issues and everything, or barring that you may just not like the guy personally, or you may just think that he's not hot stuff. That dude is legit. Like, he could be an MVP candidate every year. You know what you're getting with Deshaun Watson. You know it.
Well, look, I get it. But, let's look at the teams that are going to be probably in a tie for the first round pick again next year. The Lions, the Jacksonville's probably going to be in there. The Jets are probably going to be in there. Do you think the Texans are going to be in there again next year? Well, if they've all got their quarterbacks, that first round pick will definitely be for sale. Yeah. So it wouldn't be that hard to go up there and get it.
You're still going to mortgage a lot to get that pick.
Yes, you are. But you know what?
At least number 15, we're not.
But we would have 3 offensive linemen, Pat, a tight end, a couple running backs. We'd have, edge rushers. We'd be such a much better team than what we would be if we just did it right now. Because we're still mortgaging the future right now, and we don't have a future at all. So if we use that draft capital this year, and then the following year go out and fucking give up 3 first rounds, that's what I'm getting at. Is if let's say we take one of our picks, hell, let's say we take both of our picks this year and trade down and get 3 first rounders next year. Who the hell knows? Stranger things have happened. But even if we can get 1 first round pick trading down this coming draft, that gives us 2 firsts. So we give up them 2 firsts, give up a future first, go up and get that first round pick, and then get our quarterback. I mean, now we're only looking at 1 year of not having a first round draft pick. Whereas if we do it right now, we're looking at this year, no first round draft pick, and we got 2 of them. Next year, we've got no first round draft pick, and we need offensive linemen and edge rushers and a tight end and a running back. Hell, you even got us taking another wide receiver, which I like.
What you're banking on is not a guarantee.
Well,
that's the difference.
There's nothing in life that's a guarantee.
I mean, but you pretty much know what you're going to get with Deshaun Watson. Let's be real.
But not
you know what you're going to get with Deshaun Watson.
We're going to be arguing about the same stuff next year, except it'll be role reversal.
I think
you guys are going to be saying that Watson's great. He's not getting help. He's not getting this. He's not getting that. And I'm going to be over here going, we need to get rid of his ass. Why did we trade for him? I see that scenario because we're going to split the fan base again.
That's true.
I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm not trying to just argue to argue. It's what I can picture in my mind right now. That's why I'm sitting here and I'm so scared right now as a Giants fan. That's why I went off on Logan's stream. I'm like, I am, man. I don't know what the future holds, and it scares me because what if we don't draft offensive linemen this year and we go after the shiny shit again? How pissed off are you all going to be? I'm going to be livid. If we draft a corner and a safety, I'm going to be livid.
Bro, if we draft Derek Stingley in that Notre Dame safety, bro, it's over.
Exactly. But I'm scared about that because even though it might be a small possibility, it's a chance.
Okay, Chris brings up a good point. He says if you could get Watson, who was only 26 with both first and a 2023 first, those 2022 firsts are top 10, so they're worth more than they are. You can still build O-line in the 2nd through 5th round.
Okay, Hernandez was a 2nd round pick. Matt Pert was a 3rd round pick. Lemieux was a 5th round pick. Weston Richburg was a 2nd round pick. He's no longer on the team. Justin Pugh was a 1st round pick, no longer on the team. Eric Flowers was a 1st round pick, no longer on the team. Let me keep going.
Yeah, and I think we're just dummies. I think we.
Well, there is that, my guy, but
so it doesn't matter.
We just don't have good luck going into the later rounds to develop these guys because our starters get injured and then we're throwing them out there. They are garbage picks, Chris. That's what I'm bitching about. Why do you think I want 2 linemen in the top 10 this year? There's so much better of a chance of those 2 guys hitting than waiting till the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round.
He says, we are not a QB away. Can't mortgage future for a quarterback. Yeah, that's true.
Zion wants to come on and argue with me. He was going to go to bed, but I got him all fired up.
If you're getting a new GM like Reddick, like we said in the beginning before we went into all of this, right? It would be because of him. You're assuming you're getting a new scouting team and people that can develop these players, which we haven't been doing in a long time.
But there again, okay, that's not guaranteed.
I know, but you got to take a chance because the shit we have now ain't working, Joe.
Well, what if we took a chance on that quarterback out of Alabama, the following year after we've got all the pieces that we actually need to be a winning football franchise?
Well, yeah, I said
that. I know, Miz.
Today, I said that. I said build the O-line, build the O-line, keep Jones 1 more year, and if it doesn't work, you get a rookie, much better quarterback on a rookie deal with a setup team. Yeah, I agree with you.
You're right.
I know.
I'm not saying that getting Deshaun Watson is wrong. If we had a little bit better team, yeah, go for it. Go for it. You know, if we saw that our offensive line was developing and gelling and starting to move people at the end of the season and blocking and the scheming and the coordinator, and we're playing really good football at the end of the season, hell yes. Go get him. Go get him yesterday.
Chris Bucco makes another good point. He said, "I wouldn't do it for Russ, but Watson isn't just a win now move because he's only 26. So you got about a good 10 years with Watson.
Yeah,
you
you do.
Maybe more. Maybe 12 years.
Yeah. So I mean, Joe, I know exactly where you're coming from. I'm kind of on that side too. But that just proves how bad this offensive line is, that you're scared to get a Deshaun Watson to come over because your offensive line wouldn't be able to support him here. That's how bad your offensive line is. So that's why I would use my draft capital towards the offensive line this year. I'd rather build an offensive line and try to get me a quarterback later down the line. But damn, Deshaun Watson is very hard to pass, man.
Well, here's the thing, too, Pat. Look at how we're running Daniel Jones. You think they're not going to try the same plays with Deshaun Watson?
I think Deshaun Watson is better at running than what
he probably
Daniel
is.
Jones ever will be.
But I don't like that play calling. I don't want my quarterback out of the pocket unless he's rolling right.
Yeah, and this is the thing that a lot of people aren't bringing up with Don Disley. Glad you brought this up. Deshaun Watson's contract is vicious. Like you're gonna be paying this guy close to $50 million.
Yes.
And that hinders us from making this team better as well.
Because
it's
right
not
now,
about just 1 year. You got to think 2 to 3 years down the line when we're paying this guy $50 million and we don't have any cap room to make this team better. So he's going to be riding around in the same situation. And we're going to have to depend on draft picks now.
Right.
And if we don't hit on draft picks, it's going to be an absolute shitstorm. Absolute shitstorm. If you don't hit on these lower round draft picks because you mortgaged all your first round picks to get Deshaun Watson.
Because right now they said the cap's supposed to go up to $208 million, which is the max. That gives us $30 million right now. Right now, without cutting anybody, we should have about $30 million. We cut Solder, we cut Martinez, we cut Bradbury, we get rid of Rudolph, we get rid of the punter. That bumps us up to about $60 million. So that $60 million right there is what it's going to take to sign your draft picks and to get Watson here. You do have the room, but that's it. And like Pat said, we miss on one guy. We're screwed.
You're not lying. If you draft wrong while Watson is here, you're absolutely screwed for a long time.
You're screwballed.
But I will say this: he does have Kadarius Toney, Kenny Galladay, and a lot of weapons if he came over here.
Oh, so he does.
Who knows what he can do? You know, I mean,
if he could do that with Brandon Cooks, imagine what he could do with our guys if they're all.
But can our guys stay healthy for them to be on the field for him to throw to?
Exactly.
That's what I just said. If they're on the field,
right?
Well, we got Sterling Shepard, so you know.
Yeah, the best guy at staying healthy in the NFL, Sterling Shepard, such a healthy player.
You know, so I mean, this is a slippery slope. What I break down in tears and be like, we did the stupidest thing ever if we went and got Watson? Nope. I mean, I would actually be kind of excited because his quarterback play will elevate this team like no other. But
right.
I'm in fear because now we cannot miss on the draft. We cannot miss. Those drafts are going to mean everything, and you have to draft for future and present in the same drafts. So you got to get you some damn good players because that's all you're going to have because all your cap room is gone. Like literally every year, you're going to be scraping at the bottom of the barrel to get players to come in here and draft picks. So you got to hit, and then you're losing a lot of your draft picks to get Deshaun Watson. So you're going to be working with about 4 to 5 draft picks over the next 2 to 3 years. And you're going to have to hit on at least 4 of them each one of those years in order to get this to a Super Bowl winning team. And most of them are going to have to be offensive line. You still need linebackers. You still need edge rushers. You might need a safety because Logan Ryan's not going to be able to play forever. You still need tight ends. You're still going to need a running back because you're not going to be able to pay Saquon Barkley. I'm sorry, you're not. That's Deshaun Watson's money.
Yep.
So you're going to need running backs. You might going to need some receivers because Sterling Shepard is gone. Now you're going to have to work with bottom of the barrel receivers other than Kenny Galladay and Tony.
Riggs.
So, I mean, you're going to have some major cojones. If you get Deshaun Watson over here in New York, you're going to have to be that means you're telling the New York Giants fans organization that I know what the hell I'm doing with these draft picks. I know what the hell I'm doing. And I'm sorry, but I don't trust Louis Riddick to do that. No, I don't. No shot at the man. I hope he does get his shot, but not in a situation like that. I can't trust him to do that. I'm sorry. I don't trust any GM unless it's Bill Belichick to do that.
Well, even he's kind of sketchy at times. You know, his draft picks haven't been.
But his formula is so ironclad that he can miss on draft picks and do it.
Now, the one guy I would trust, and I wish to God we could somehow get him, is the former Ravens GM there, former
Ozzie
player.
Newsome.
Yes, I would trust him.
Absolute master at drafting.
I would trust him.
I think he's got a Hall of Famer in half his drafts.
Yes.
And guess what? His parting gift before he left was Lamar Jackson.
You know, that's why I want one of his underlings here as a new GM. I'm not going to lie. Because those guys that were under Ozzie Newsome at the time learned an awful damn lot about talent and how to find guys and how to pick. And I'm not going to lie. If we could steal pro personnel or somebody from the Ravens, grab him and bring him over here. I think that would give us the best chance. It's outside. I think he would ask for authority. Being the Ravens over there, looking what they did, what they built, what they're doing. They got rid of one of the worst quarterbacks, rebuilt the whole system in less than 6 months for Lamar. You know, it just got him everything that he needs.
Yeah, Ozzie Newsome did them a real solid before he left. Like, he fixed them before they left. Like, literally. And this is the guy that won a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco and Trent Dilfer.
Really, Chris? Really? You're just digging under my skin tonight.
I'll be listening to you, all right? I'll be listening. I'm going to get off.
Where are you going? Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Hell no.
Who are you, man? You probably sleeping the last hour. I haven't heard you say a word.
No, the baby woke up and I was muting my mic because I was feeding the baby. I just got him laid back down.
My baby gerbil needs to be fed some water.
Listen, don't talk to me about your gerbil, you perv.
Wait a minute. What did he say? I cut out.
That's
my baby gerbil.
Oh.
But yeah,
we got a lot of months to talk about this stuff. That's the thing.
Yeah, we do.
God, that's what's so messed up. But in that situation right there, that's why I'm gonna have to say a no to Washington, because you have to trust your organization 100% that they can get it done with drafts. And the past 10 years, it hasn't been good.
Yo, what the hell was that?
No, I don't like that. I don't like that move
at all.
Former players just don't work out, unfortunately.
I would have rang up Carl Banks by now.
Yeah.
But people said they'll never hire him. So
yeah, they'll never hire Carl Banks. I'm just being real with you. They'll never.
Oh hell no.
Is this? This is my strong feeling. This is why I do want Reddick, because they're gonna promote this Abraham guy. I already see it, man. I could just sense it. I got a feeling they're gonna promote him and keep because they want to keep Judge, and both of them are connected from New England, and that's what's gonna happen.
I could think that too, but I already think they got their GM in place. I think he's already been chosen, and Dave Gettleman is out the building. They just haven't announced it yet because they don't want to say anything about firing anybody mid-season. That high caliber of a person. But I don't think Dave Gettleman is in the building anymore. Like, you haven't heard a peep from Dave Gettleman. Not a peep. And Dave Gettleman was on everything when he was first there. You couldn't get enough of him. Now all of a sudden you don't hear a peep.
Yeah, he's gone.
Eric Mangini, come on,
bro.
How about Scott Pioli?
Chiefs, right?
Well, he's been with the Browns from 92 to 95, Ravens 96, Jets 97 to 2000, the Patriots 2000, Patriots 2001, 2002 to 2008, the Chiefs 2009 to 2012, and the Atlanta Falcons 2014 to 2019. I mean, Falcons got to the Super Bowl.
Well, Chris said that earlier. You mentioned Pioli like an hour ago.
Yeah.
He had some pretty good. He had some pretty good drives, Chris.
If he keeps messing around with bigger, older dudes coming back alley again, he needs to return his mic and his badge today. Forget about it.
And
how about Matt Grohl? You guys got to remember Al Groh, Giants defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And Matt Groh, his kid, has been with New England for 11 seasons.
I want a GM. I want a general manager. I don't want no.
That's the point. You're not going to really be able to hire former GMs because they all still got their jobs. You're going to hire up-and-coming guys who want to be a GM.
You could rehire David Gettleman.
I don't want nobody coming from a studio recording sports talk. I want somebody who's been on the field recently. I mean, not on the field, but doing the active work pertaining to it.
I hate to say it, Lou. That dude's very connected to this franchise for some reason. I'm telling you. Ash was right. That dude, he's always smiling and laughing with Marin when he's around. So
bring him in, man. Bring him in, man. I want him. I actually kind of want him. I'll be honest.
Pause.
And like I said,
bro, really?
Like I said, if you do bring him in here and he brings his own quarterback, whether it's be the draft or getting one, a Wilson or Deshaun Watson, you're really gonna have to trust this cat when it comes to these drafts because that's all we're gonna have.
Well, sometimes you gotta take some different direction, Pat. A direction that this organization is not used to.
Do you really believe Malik Willis is going to be able to do anything with this roster?
Hell no.
To the no.
To
Not with any shoulder. No.
No, I don't want no Malik Willis.
We're going to have to hit on that first round lineman. Then we're going to have to get another lineman in the second round. Then we're going to have to try to get edge rushers or whatever in the third round, fill out this roster with the third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth round pick.
There you go, guys. You can always have John Dorsey. He's available.
Okay. Okay.
He's the one that sold the farm for Beckham.
Joel.
Joe Brady for offensive coordinator.
Too bad the Patriots didn't bottom out one more year. Maybe you get Belichick to come back home as a GM.
Nah. Belichick's fine right where he is. He has to win.
Oh, yeah, now he is.
I'm convinced. I'm 100% convinced Belichick's soul has sold the devil, bro.
That dude, man. That dude's greatest coach that ever.
So you believe Belichick did it? Okay.
No, Belichick is set up pretty good for another nice long run.
Yeah,
right. Especially if Mac Jones keeps progressing.
Exactly.
Do you know this man won a football game and his quarterback only passed 3 times?
3 throws.
He was 2 of 3 for 19 yards.
Yeah. I told you, man.
That's the genius that this guy Belichick is.
I
That's
got
the genius.
killed when I said Mac Jones would be the best quarterback this year coming out. You
Joel,
know,
I
has the
said
best
that too.
opportunity, the
I
chance.
said that too.
No, I
Oh my
agree with
God.
you. Joe, I agree because I used to
agree
fight
with you.
people
Oh.
in the gym. Buko knows. I used to argue with everyone in the gym, tell them, don't let the Patriots and Belichick get their hands on Mac Jones.
Yeah, exactly. I said
it
that I
all
like the
year
best
like that.
quarterback, and everyone's like, "Are you kidding me? Look at Lawrence." I said, "Look where he's going." Fields is phenomenal. Ohio State, he's going to suck too. Look where he's going.
Yo, Ash has a request for you, Joel.
System.
Please, Joel, it would make my night. Do what?
Read the comment before that.
Joel, before I tune out, sing. Oh, shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got. I like to move it. I like to move it.
Oh my God.
I get on Chris every day. I told him enjoy the AFC East. Now
That's
that
right.
New England's not going nowhere for another decade.
Yep. Decade or two.
Yep.
Oh, here you go, Ash. Pop that coochie. Pop that coochie. Pop.
Oh my God.
Oh. Yo.
But yeah, New England's there to stay, man, and they whooping everybody ass in the AFC East again. Even the Bills. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a great game the other night. I like those old school throwback games like that.
That was a 1950 type game for the.
I said that was a 1990
3 times.
No,
That
Ash
was
has
the
got all these
1990
songs.
Giants. To be honest with you, that was the 90 Giants. All they used to do was pound the run and play defense.
Ash got all these songs going through my head right now. Damn it, Ash. Brass monkey. That funky monkey. Brass monkey. That funky monkey.
Well, fellas.
On that note, see how I can end the stream? I'm good at it.
Yeah,
This stream is over.
Yeah.
Joel's singing. He's overtired. Damn it.
I'm with Joe though. I'm a little bit worried about this franchise goal.
Dude, I can't help it.
If they hire this man Riddick at GM, and he comes in and he gets his own quarterback and he sucks ass,
Start early.
That's
he'll
right.
set this franchise back for another 4 to 5
Riddick,
years, and
you better go 15 rounds, bitch.
you'll get your wish. We'll be in a position to draft Arch Manning in about 3-4 years.
You got that right. We would be too. I don't know if I could take a 1-16 season though.
Good Lord. I could barely take this 4-8. 1-6. Like the Lions. Lions, I don't know how they do it every year.
Hey, if we suck for that long and we get Arch Manning, we'll turn it around.
That's right. We're not the New York Giants. We're the everlasting gobstopper from Willy Wonka. That's exactly what we are. We just choke on everything.
Oh, no, mercy. Pause.
Pause.
I'm not doing
Pause.
anymore.
Pause what?
I'm not doing any more streams with you people in week 9 about the mock drafts. No more. This is it, man. We've been doing this already too long.
Right. But man,
Look, Tudo says 8-8. Tudo.
Oh my God.
All right, guys. This was a good time. It was a good night. But it's time for me
Who's
to
doing the game tomorrow night?
that is right. Who's doing a Thursday night game?
I'll do it.
Who's playing?
You just did the Sunday night.
Yeah. Get out of
No,
here.
I didn't. I didn't.
You're not even part of the rotation, kid. Shut up. Who's playing?
God,
What is it,
if I know.
Minnesota and Pittsburgh.
No, Pittsburgh. Yeah, Green Bay and the Bears is the late night game Sunday night. It might be. What is this week?
Minnesota and Pittsburgh. It's Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Pittsburgh.
Yep,
What is it?
Minnesota
Week
and
14.
Pittsburgh.
I'm not
Steelers and Vikings.
I gotta to play with my little man.
Well, I guess. Yeah, I guess I gotta do it then.
Okay.
God, that's gonna suck.
Yeah, because I'm doing the 1 o'clock game Sunday, Cowboys at Washington, and then Pat will be doing the Giants game, and then Lou will be doing the Green Bay Bears game. I'll be doing the Army Navy game on Saturday, but I will be going live at noon. There's another, it's like a 2A bowl game I want to watch because sometimes those 2A guys, there's always a guy or two in there that you want to look at.
Pause.
2A bowl.
What? Pause what?
You said the 2-way ball game. Pause.
Yeah, 2A.
Guys in there that you want to look at. Pause.
There is. There is, damn it.
Now the Monday night game is a good one. The Rams versus Arizona. That's
Yes.
a good one.
So we'll figure out who wants to do that one
All right. Well,
later in the week.
let's get the schedule together. Guess I'll be doing Thursday night this week.
right.
I don't want to do it, but I'll do it since nobody else wants to take that terrible ass game.
I literally
Well,
just
I
said I
gotta
would
spend
do
some
it.
time with my son. I mean, I've been streaming all week. You know, we did the
Welcome to
finals.
my world. My wife is getting pissed at me.
Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All righty.
You know how you get that, Joe?
8:10, be at Pat's channel, everybody. Like, subscribe, ring that bell for Lou. He's a great host tonight. Thanks for having us all on, Lou. Greatly appreciate it.
Lou, you
Hi,
got to
guys.
find out a day or whenever
We got
to do
10 more
the.
minutes. You sons of
We got 10 more minutes.
yeah.
We
Really?
gotta figure out. We gotta figure out a time to do
No.
the Leather to the Face podcast too, bro.
We got the 11th and the 29th as well.
I'm talking about like a regular Leather to the Face podcast.
Oh yeah, no, we gotta talk
gotta
about
figure out a
all
day
the
to
stuff
do
that's
that.
happened since.
Yeah, all upcoming fights and things like that.
Well, we need to do that on a Friday since most of the fights take place on a Saturday.
So we have to. I'm gonna have to do that and the film session on Friday. Okay.
See what I'm saying? You spreading yourself thin. That's a way to have a damn nervous breakdown. End up in a padded room for a few days on some damn Thorazine.
If it get too much, I quit. I mean, it really ain't too much to do with film reviews anyway. We already know what's gonna happen.
The only reason
I'm
I can
debating.
last is because I have the wife recharge my batteries every now and then.
Oh my god, bro.
Well, that way I plug into a fucking know-it-all, you know? Fucking Pat like that one.
Sick little man.
Yeah, Tudo's already ready.
Oh.
The 11th, we got to fight. I told
Yeah.
you.
Who's fighting?
Algeria and
People
and then
people are fighting.
Algeria is the main event on that card, and we also got Lomachenko fighting, and then Triple G.
Pause.
So we got fights all through December.
All right, so it's my turn this Saturday, right?
Mhm.
My turn. All right. We'll get it figured out, man. But man, I'd like to thank everybody that's been watching the
Yes.
mock draft, man. It's been going crazy, man.
Nice. Thanks for shouting me out in that, by the way. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
No,
He said,
Really? 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 Okay. I see how it goes.
Shit, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He said, "Yeah."
Yep.
Vikings
that
versus-
person-
Friends like this,
Oh,
who needs an
man.
enemy?
Enema. Hey.
Yeah,
hey,
that too.
What?
Hey,
I've
listen.
been sitting in
I
this
love
damn
it.
chair for so much, I might need a high colonic or two. What the hell?
Oh man, what the hell, Joe?
On that note, I'm out of here.
No.
Shit, man.
Well, you're talking about high karate. I figured a high colonic could work better.
Hey, I fucking love them commercials, bro. I swear to God.
Hey, those are
The
that's the
funniest
best thing
commercials I've ever seen in
anybody's
my
ever
life.
shown me, man. Those commercials are hilarious. Like, Cuz was chopping everything, bro.
I'm fucking chopping people, flipping them over, breaking coffee tables,
Right.
fixing his glasses in the middle of the fight. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker is amazing. This shit is hilarious.
But man, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button, man. We need to
Yes.
get Lou to 600 subscribers by the end of this month. We need, I think, Joe, you're at what, around 130 now?
I'm at 123 right now. I
123?
lost a couple.
It happens.
It does. They just don't like my humor. It's okay. You win some, you lose some. You know.
Nah, I think YouTube be taking a few and examining them to make sure you're not subbing yourself up from like some fraudulent shit.
Yeah, that might be it too.
And then they put them back. Because
Yeah,
they
like
be
a couple
doing
of
that
days
shit
later. Yeah, a couple of days later, they'll put them back. So maybe that's what Big Play Slay did, and that's why he went back down to 916 from 1,000.
Right. Yeah,
He's
just make
losing
sure
them by
you
the
guys
day.
can jump in Saturday. I'll be on the network at 3:00 for the. I'm going to call that game too. Army Navy. I really want to start. I want to start directing my channel where if I say I'm going to call a game, I'm going to start sticking with that game instead of letting it go into New York Giants talk.
Mm-hmm.
So
If you
I
need
got
help
some
calling
other.
that game, I'll call the game with you. If you need help. 'Cause
Yeah,
I know
come
that's
on
gonna
with
be
me.
That's going to be on like NBC, I believe. It's always either on NBC or ABC. It's going to be on
Right,
one network.
right. No, I said I'll be firing the stream up at 3:00 when the game starts. So yeah, make sure you jump on, fellas. I'll be on the. I'll have to be advertising for the Spotlight Sports Network, but make sure y'all are on there.
Pause jumping on fellas.
Oh my god.
Hey, ain't it your bedtime, man?
No, man. I
Yeah.
go to bed at like 3.
It's gonna be his bedtime when he starts school in January.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro! You listen, Neymar. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. But we had that discussion for an hour and a half on this stream. I do not want to hatch that up again.
Yeah, it's like check out Lou's last live stream there. What was it? Monday night when we were all debating and poor Lou's trying to call the Bills and Pats game and we're all just still arguing and he's like, "Oh, you guys are all still talking about that shit."
God damn, man.
Oh, we have fun, damn it. Oh, yeah, Zion's got a question for you, Lou. UFC 269 on his channel.
What day is that, Zion?
Yeah, definitely what day. I'll come check it out.
No, he wanted me and you to call it with him, Pat. But that's not the same night we got the boxing match, is it?
Is it?
I don't know. December 11th.
Yeah, that's the same
Oh,
night
yeah,
we
it's
got
the
the
same
boxing
night.
match. Shit.
If he's doing it at 7, I can hop on to about 8. All depends on when I could probably do an hour with you, Zion, before we have to go to Leather to the Face. Man, we got so many things that we're doing, man. I'm
And I
glad
can do
everybody
an
getting
hour
these
with
channels.
you. And I can do an hour with you.
Yeah, we do have a lot of things going on.
Oh, wait a
So
minute,
who's
wait a
doing
minute,
the
wait a
Sunday
minute.
night
Hey,
game
listen.
then?
7 p.m. your time, Zion?
No, it's probably Eastern. Oh, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern Central Pacific.
So it'll
7
be 10
p.m.
o'clock
Pacific.
here.
Yeah, it'll be 10 o'clock. Well, 9 o'clock in your area. It'll be 10 o'clock East Coast, 7 p.m. West Coast.
Oh, so it'll be 10 o'clock here when it starts. Hey, we might be able to hop on after the main event because it still should be going on, huh? We'll
Should.
figure something out, Zion. We'll figure
Yeah.
something out. It's just
Yeah,
that we got everybody got so much stuff going on now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. We're starting to get bigger. We're going to start having to get a calendar or something and get a group chat going on the phones or something to figure out who's doing what.
I just hope everybody sticks together, even when we get bigger and everything. I hope
Exactly.
everybody sticks together.
Me too.
At least acknowledge each other.
Oh,
Right.
Right. You tell everybody to go screw.
Yeah. I tried that, but the wife set my ass back out here, so I'm sitting here with you guys. Didn't work too well.
You're a sick little man.
Who?
What's wrong with you?
I ain't sick. I'm just brutally honest, damn it. I'm just telling you, you know. Sometimes I tell you where the bear shits in the woods. I mean, if it's a polar bear, there's no woods for the bear to shit in. But you know,
Sick little man.
well, am I wrong?
Oh man.
You see any
That's
trees in
the best line
Antarctica?
I've heard all
I don't
day.
see too many. It's all goddamn igloos.
How much experience do you have in Antarctica, Joel?
I just noticed that the other day. I'm like, man, everybody doing stuff now, man. It's hard to get in contact with people.
Right.
But
that's all right, Namar. We're glad you could make it.
Everybody has to evolve. Everybody has to make things better for themselves, and I hope you guys continue to do that. Continue to evolve and grow your channels. I know I sure am, and I'm doing my best. I hope that everybody else is growing as well. So we'll all have something to where we can get super chats pretty soon. So we can super chat each other.
Right. Right. I'm not gonna lie. On the network, I got my first super chat. It was a game changer. I'm not gonna lie. I don't get the money, but I got a super chat. It was great. I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm associated through the network, and they're the ones that have the 1,000 subscribers and watch hours and everything. But I'll get there one day.
Joe, I'm gonna talk to you about that. I don't think right now is the time to talk to you about that. It's still fresh, but I'm gonna talk to you about that.
Okay.
About 2 weeks or so.